And once again, my poor little PNG tuber is not here. Come on. There she is. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? I just had to do that thing. Okay, I don't know why I say that thing, as if everyone is going to understand. But the problem I am having right now, just in general, is that with ADHD, coffee makes me sleepy at first drink. So what I have to do is after I drink coffee, I have to take a nap. And then after I take the nap, I'm wide awake and the coffee is working. It's like I have to take an activating nap for the coffee. But I forgot, I didn't have time to do that right before stream, like a proper nap. So I only was able to take a 15-minute one. And I don't know if it worked. I did drink coffee though. So hopefully I am wide awake. And hopefully I am pumped and jazzed and ready to play the game that we're playing today. Anyway, how are you all doing? Thank you, Kem, for redeeming first. Thank you, Black Star, for redeeming not first. Thanks for stopping by. Today, what have I been doing? Life is so boring when you do nothing but creative work. That sounds awful, but it's like I'm inside, I'm drawing and I'm writing. And because of the events that I've joined, I joined two big bands, which if you're not familiar is where a writer and an artist gets paired and then they, collaborate and they make art and fic that go together. I joined two, one as an artist and one as a writer. So I can't talk about either what I'm writing or what I'm drawing. So I can't stream it, I can't show it to anyone. I'm just sitting here alone. Just writing. So, whatever. That is my life right now. What I'm excited about today is I've been putting off playing this because it hasn't felt right. I've just been in the mood to play Date Everything and Be Mean. But in this one, I don't know if I have the capacity to be mean. I don't know if anyone was here for that, but we played this demo during Steam Next Fest. I think in March? I think. But it was during one of the Steam Next Fests. I played the demo for an hour, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm mutuals with the devs on TikTok. They are very sweet. I was going to buy the game, but they DM'd me and were like, here, you can have a key, you can play it. So I'm excited to play it. They've been very nice to me. And I'm just so excited to play this. I love the concept of this game. I'm trying to think about whether I should play it from the start or whether I should continue from when I where I left off from the demo. We'll see what we feel. As you can see, I put on a little outfit. This is the outfit of the main character that we are going to be controlling. My main worry for this and why I put off streaming it is because in the last few times that I've streamed, I've been really tired, and Date Everything is just easier to stream because the voice actor, it's fully voiced, so I can just let the characters speak and then, me and the characters have a little back and forth. This one, I'm gonna have to voice everything. So right now, I'm jazzed, I'm awake, I'm ready, and I will try to stream for a good 3-4 hours. And I'm going to be good and actually stream for 4 hours and not rush through it because Hades 2 comes out in 2 hours. I'll be good. Let's switch over to the game. Hopefully my PNG tuber follows. There, she's huge. Nope, I'm gonna have to reopen that. Hold on, let's go And then, see, nope, she is gone. Every stream this happens. Every stream this happens. Model. There we go. For some reason, the PNG tuber comes with 2 states, and like default each model, and the first state doesn't have bounce, and the second one has bounce. And I'm like, why? I feel like if I didn't want bounce, I would just not put bounce. Hi Hayden, you're on mobile, what's up? Alright, let's pause Spotify. And let's raise my headphone. I'm really sad because I have the kitty ear the pink kitty ear Razer headphones, and I'm really attached to them. But they've started doing this thing where it's really funny. Then my headphones have started doing this thing where if the volume goes too high, it will disconnect. So I don't know what's wrong with my headphones in that. It's been saving my ears though, because I can't have things too high. But if there's like a peak in game, in like whatever I'm playing or whatever I'm watching, my headphones will be like, nope, fuck out of here. Alright, we do settings. It's still the same from the demo. Thank you, Hayden, for redeeming not first. I still have my... I have my quick save. Let's just load my quick save. That's not my quick save. Alright, hold on. My quick save was when I was worried about selling too much to that person looking for... I was worried about upselling that person who wanted gender-affirming care and had a budget. How about checkpoint? I've never actually had pumpkin spice. I don't know if they do that here. Maybe I can go around and look. It is fall. Fall has happened. Well, technically fall is happening elsewhere. We don't have fall. Let's do my checkpoint. Alright. I have another appointment today. Nah, I don't like it. We're doing it from the beginning. Alright, new game. All I've ever known is the city. All I've ever seen are her walls. A glittering metal spike piercing the barren land, embedded deep in its sands. My alarm goes off and I sigh. I'm too tired for work. Ain't that everyone every day of their lives, man? I leave my apartment building and I make my way to the city elevator. I punch in the number for the floor far above mine and pay the fare. This is such a common trope in media that... okay, I hate the way that I do sentences where it kind of loads piece by piece. Like my sentence is buffering. I need to practice that. I need to practice being able to say sentences straight on. But like, this is such a common trope in media that critiques capitalism or corporatism or, you know, all those good things, where the lower class people are always physically lower than the people with means above them. I recently watched the pilot of Knights of Guinevere, and there's a specific scene where one of the lower class people is on a boat and they're fishing up debris from the lake, and then she looks up and the amusement park is physically above them. It's like glowing as opposed to the darkness that they're enshrouded in. And I was like, damn. As common as the trope is, I kind of still love it. I really liked it in Parasite, where that one, I really liked it in Parasite because it's not fictional. It's an actual physical way that Seoul is like city planned. Like the people in the lower areas, like the protagonist that is like the poor family, physically a basement apartment, and then it has the storm, and that affects them, but it doesn't affect the richer people that live in the hills, right? I thought that was cool. This one, it is a physical elevator, and it's like a single building, which is crazy. You can see here, there's like fare tolls for the elevator, which is crazy. I cram myself into the shoebox elevator burrowed in the city's bones. My stomach drops as it begins its ascent. I consciously relax in the never familiar press of people, trying to force myself comfortable and pull myself awake. It's a shame that time doesn't stop for the weary. 19 minutes later, I've made it to the clinic. The lobby is often quiet. We don't see many clients in a week. I make my way to the coffee machine, blinking back my fatigue. As my mug fills, I notice Baron walk into the lobby. Hi, Jin. Got a minute? It's never good when your boss wants a word. How insolent do we want to be? This is always an issue because the game I've been streaming a lot is Date Everything, where I am actually role-playing a massive piece of shit. And I feel like it's bleeding into the other games that I'm playing. It's allowing me to be an asshole just because of how used to it I am now with Date Everything. Hold on. Do we like Baron? Are we playing Jin as liking Baron? We are their working class employee. Nah, your boss doesn't give a fuck about you. I'm busy right now. I'm actually in the middle of... I'm sure that can wait. I wanted to have a quick chat, see how things have been going. How you've been settling in. That kind of thing. If I've learned anything in my month working here, is that this chat will not be quick. Let's talk in your office. He starts walking off, not waiting for my reply. I'm taking a sip. We're gonna need it. I take a sip of my coffee and watch him walk for a bit. Then I let out a sigh and follow him back into my office, dread crawling up my spine. When I come in, Baron has settled where my clients usually sit. He gestures for me to take my seat, and I do, watching him with trepidation. So, Jin, you've been here about a month. How do you feel things are going? Do we be honest with our boss? I feel like with a boss like Baron, it never goes well when you show weakness. You can't show weakness. So let's say well. Let's not brag, but let's not show some chinks in our armor. It's going well. I think things are going well. I'm still settling in, but I feel like it's been good so far. But they could be better, right? You're not hitting your targets. And I know, you're new and this is your first job as a psych line and it's been a slow month in terms of clients. I get that. I feel confident you'll do better once you're in the full swing of things. But just for my own peace of mind, and for your good as well, I'd like us to do a little mock client interview. Pretend I'm here to get some mods. Alright, let's bite back. Specific feedback. Are there any specific areas in which you think I can improve? Why don't we begin and I'll show you as we go? I swallow a sigh. Alright. Welcome to Envisage Poetry. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna need to remember. Hold on, Google Translate is my go-to for when I need to remember how to pronounce something. Visage. Okay, so it's envisage. 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 Alright, welcome to Envisage. God, it's so bad! Alright, welcome to Envisage Poetry. I try my best not to cringe when I say the name. How Baron came up with something so awful, I'll never understand. Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Jin. My pronouns are any all. I'll be consulting on your modifications today. Hello, Jin. I'm Baron, and my pronouns are he, him. It's very nice to meet you. I'm a little surprised you didn't go for a fake name. Form. I remember this from the demo. Baron is role-playing as a little bitch. Before we start, would you mind filling out this form? I don't think there's a need for that. Can't you just ask me about what you need to know? Procedure. It's our clinic's standard procedure for you to complete this form before we conduct our assessments. Just ask me the questions and write my answers into your form. Push back. Because when you're dealing with clients like this, you have to train them. You know, you have to lay down the law early on, because if you concede, they take an inch, they'll take a mile. You gotta make sure that from the very beginning, you're firm. You push back. It's policy. Make an exception. I will insist. I open my mouth to retort, but Baron cuts me off. What kind of clinic is this? I thought the customer was always right. In terms of taste, not in anything else. In matters of taste, my man supplies. The end of the quote. He isn't going to let this go. Alright, I'll fill in your answers. Good. Age. Could you tell me how old you are? Try that again. Procedural. As part of our screening process, it's important for us to know your age to guarantee your comfort and safety during possible procedures. Could you tell me how old you are? Sure, little robot. I'm 37. Occupation? What's your current occupation? You might not believe it, but I run my own small body mod clinic. Alright, let's... It's free to humor him. What a coincidence, please. Tell me more. I'd love to. Here he goes again. When my father passed a few years ago, he left me the body mods shop that he'd started and told me to make something good of it. I'm not sure if he meant to do good or be profitable, but I chose to believe he meant to do true good. To bring goodness into the world. So I took the little clinic and I diversified it. We increased variety and dropped prices. Now, more people than ever can access mods. Why do I feel like I have to give Baron like a little bit of vocal fry? I'm not good at vocal fry. I feel like it would fuck up my voice if I tried to give Baron more vocal fry than like what I naturally have. But it feels right, you know? Did it cost me? Of course it did. Well, at the beginning at least. But it was all worth it to give more people access to mods. He loves to tell this story any chance he gets. Desired procedure. So what mods are you interested in getting? I'm not sure. Maybe something to add a glow to my tattoos? Not sure. Press on that. You're not sure? Yes. I want... This is gonna happen a lot, alright? You're just gonna have to deal with it, man. I'm gonna trip over my sentences. Yes. I might want something else after all. Or possibly nothing. Why is that? Why wouldn't you want it? I'm just not sure that's where my heart has settled on yet. Let's pause for a second. Most clients will have an idea of what they want, and that's great, but people don't always know what's best for them. You have to learn about them and guide them to the best decision. Client uncertainty. What if the client's uncertainty is indicating that they're not ready for this decision right now? Then it's your job to uncover the truth and make them certain of what you decide. They should leave feeling like they made the right choice, even if that choice is not getting mods. Getting mods reversed is very expensive, and often we can't put someone back exactly how they were before the initial procedure. We don't want our customers to be dissatisfied or asking for refunds. We're trying to bring joy into the world. When mod is a bad call, let's ask. But what about a scenario where the customer really shouldn't have the mod? Then don't recommend it. We're not here to scam anyone or cause them harm. Mods make people happy. Or they should. If the mod isn't helping, then we shouldn't be recommending it. But I really doubt that'll ever happen. Mods make things better. Maybe this hypothetical customer just hadn't found the right mod yet. In that case, your job would be to help them uncover the mod that's right for them. And on that note, let's get back to it. I may or may not want glowing tattoos. That's all the form questions out of the way. Time to move on to the rest of the interview. Appeal. What makes you want glowing tattoos? What do you like about them? They look nice. They're in fashion. They're cheap. What's not to like? Budget? What does your budget look like for this procedure? Oh, it's very tight. 3,000 at most. I noted down. Glowing tattoos usually range from 600 to 5,000 depending on the size, features, and whether there's a complete design on the skin. Would that be a problem? Maybe. It could, depending on what model and features you end up choosing. But I'll be there to help you pick something within your budget. Perfect. Resting after mods. You'll need to take the rest of the day easy once you've had the procedure. Can you make time for that? No. Question. What's wrong? You can't ask like that. You need to ask nicely. Like, do you have any plans for after the procedure? It's too vague. Won't it be unclear what I mean if I say that? Then ask a follow-up question. Do you need a script? I also got this, I think, during the demo, and my brain was just like, I'm too neurodivergent for this shit. Plans after mods. Do you have any plans for after the procedure? Not particularly. Just going to head home. Maybe spend the following weekend with some friends. Now, that wasn't so hard, was it? Ugh, Baron. Move on. We're not gonna give him the satisfaction. I note down his answer without replying. Next phase. Alright, I think I've got what I need. Let's move on. No, that's no good. Talk to me more first. Build rapport. It's better if you talk to them for longer. Fewer clients. I feel like that's what will appeal to Baron. Doesn't that just mean I see fewer clients in a day? People like to feel important and looked after. You want to make them feel special, like you care about them. And when people talk a lot in conversations, they leave with a more favorable impression of you. So get them talking and keep them talking. Seem interested in what they have to say. It is manipulative, but client work is supposed to be manipulative a little bit, I think. See, one of the problems is I felt wrong just continuing my save from the demo because my brain is like, but what if there's stuff that wasn't available in the demo that I can min-max now that I have the full game? But also, I didn't rewatch my own VOD for when I played the demo. So now I'm worried that I'm making the same jokes. And the devs are gonna watch this and they're gonna be like, damn, does this bitch not have any new material? Alright. We're not gonna acknowledge that it's manipulative. This is Baron. Baron knows that it's supposed to be manipulative. Friendliness level. How friendly do you expect me to be with clients? Enough to be personable, to make them like you. And if it seems like they feel better with friendly, then you should be even more friendly. Boundaries? Aren't there professional cycling client boundaries I should be minding? Don't worry about that. It's not like you're a doctor, or licensed for that matter. You're a salesperson, not a therapist. Conversation topics? What is there to talk about? Can't you make small talk? Ask them about their work, hobbies, whatever. Move on. Before we get back to it, I want to make sure you understand that you're a salesperson first. It's fine to form connections. I encourage it even. It usually makes the selling go better. Remember, you're not a therapist. You don't have to abide by any rules. I like talking to clients and getting to know them. It's the best part of my job. But when Baron talks about it like this, something about it feels vile. The ethical implications twist in my stomach. Let's not press on that. I know what Baron means. Next phase. Alright, I think I've got what I need. Let's move on. To the recommendation. Excellent. I look over my notes, detailing my talk with Baron. They're a mess of advice and intentional obfuscation. So I think you'd better recommend me. Ooh. My reasoning last time is that they seemed a little too eager for someone who's not sure. And also, as Baron, they seemed a little too eager in the sense that this is a trap. This is a trap. This is a trap. It's bait. That's bait. That's bait. Don't recommend. I don't recommend you go forward with this procedure. Good one. Wait. Are you serious? Serious. Based on what you've told me, I can't in good conscience recommend you get these mods. What? Why? The decision to get these mods feels impulsive. I'm concerned you may have regrets. No, I suppose it is. Great job. You passed the test. Whatever. Humor. Thanks. I only did it because I knew you wouldn't let me down. Sure he did. So I suppose that's all then. For the sake of completion, let's say that you did recommend I go forward the procedure and run through the cross-selling. As you know, or should know... Oh, mucus. I did not get coffee with oat milk. See? This is what happens when you're impulsive. Just like Baron's little mock interview. You should not be impulsive. As you know, or should know, you can check that catalog in front of you and pick some options you think I'd like. Pitch them to me, but don't push too much. You'll come off annoying. Oh, Baron, you have no idea how annoying I can come off. Alright. Let's upsell them. So the client wants glowing tattoos. How about we upsell them and upgrade their eyes? All the better to see their tattoos with. Okay, I think that makes sense. Picked everything out? Good. Now I can check this handy tablet in front of me and see all the goodies you're offering. Try eye upgrade. Have you thought about upgrading your eyes? New features. There's a lot of new features that have become available since you got your eyes installed. You can add some to yours. Ah, an upgrade always makes me feel exfoliated. Exfoliated? I mean, I suppose I guess I get what he means. Let's do it. Sounds good. See, what's evil here is that if you do recommend the procedure to someone impulsive, then it's easier to upsell them on an additional procedure because they are already impulsive. So you might as well make you might as well take advantage of the impulsivity and get a higher commission. Oh, hello, Desi. Thank you for the raid. Oh, and thank you for the follow, Lemon Gaming. Oh my god, my little stream avatars are going crazy. Thank you for the raid. How are you? How was your stream? I hope you had a good stream. What were you guys playing? How was it? I hope it was good. Welcome everyone. My name is Chem. I'm a little elf girl and I'm currently playing a indie cyberpunk visual novel called Quality Dreams, Reasonably Priced. Oh, thank you. I love my little model. I made her myself. Oh, I love Repo. I haven't played it in a bit. I hope you guys had a good time with Repo. I think I'm waiting for them to add more monsters. Thank you. I made her myself. I dressed her for the occasion. You can see that she has the same outfit as the little main character here in our visual novel. Yes, I'm Filipino. What's up? Kamusta? Are you also Filipino? Yes, I am. What's up? I love meeting Filipinos out in the wild in Twitch. Sometimes I just do that. Sometimes, like, if I need a new person to stream, I will go into whatever game I'm into, and then I search the Filipino tag. I straight up just search other Filipinos for fun. Hello, Kabayan. How are you doing? Well, I hope you guys had a good stream. If you guys need to raid and run, completely understand. I'm always so exhausted and hungry after my streams. Are you like Filipino mainlander? Is it like 10 p.m. for you too? Usually I get raids from Australians because their time zone is a little bit ahead. So they end their streams like they end their streams right as I'm starting because they're it's like the start of the night and it's the end of the night for them. Yes, love the Dead Fam. Has some people are so supportive on there. Everyone is so sweet. Everyone is so very sweet. Hold on. Is my music really soft? I feel like it's soft. There we go. Well, I hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you for stopping by. I'm currently doing my best to read through the text in this visual novel without stumbling over my words. Yeah, I haven't met any other Filipinos in Dead Fam, I think. Like I said, the people that I meet I think are usually Australian because like they end their streams, they see I'm the last person who posted in Dead Fam and they're like, okay, I'm gonna raid listen. Alright. We are a seller of body modifications, and this is our boss. I feel like I've sold a fair amount based on Baron's hypothetical budget. I don't want to push things too much. Alright, let me give you your feedback and then we'll wrap up. Oh god. Oh god, with feedback. I take a slow breath. This'll be good. You could work on keeping clients talking for longer. I felt like you cut my interview short. You took feedback well, so take credit for that. I know I'm not always the best at delivering my comments. In the end, you made a good decision. Although, keep in mind that selling is important. If you had spoken with me for longer, you might have figured out that my desire for the mods was more serious than you assumed. Now, as for your efforts at cross-selling, you could have tried to sell me more mods. Come on, your budget was $3,000, I sold you $2,700 of mods. That was fine. That was fine. You would have gone over budget if I told you to add fans or whatever. I barely bought anything extra. Alright, that's all for today. Good work. Thank you for stopping by, Desi. You go hang out with your Asian mom. You take care too. Thank you for stopping by. And thank you for the follows. Tension I hadn't realized I was holding releases from my shoulders. I look forward to seeing your progress. I watch Baron leave, feeling a bit shaken. Things went well overall, but I know Baron will continue keeping an eye on me. After staring at paperwork for a few hours, the clock ticks over to leaving time. I let my gaze linger over my office to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Then I leave to begin my trek home. Let's go home. Ooh, how much longer will I go for? I've only been streaming for less than an hour. I'm probably gonna go for 2-3 hours. Depending on how my voice feels, because this is a unvoiced visual novel, so I'm gonna be reading out all the text. So if my voice feels upset, I will end earlier than I anticipate, but I'll probably go for 2 hours. 2-3 hours. Magpupuyat talaga ako kasi Hades 2 comes out in like 2 hours, so after stream, I'm not sleeping. I'm going straight to Hades 2. I'm not streaming that because my relationship with Hades is personal and I don't want... Yes, it is in 2 hours, I think. I believe. Yeah, hold on. Let me double check. I'm gonna be devastated if it's tomorrow. Imagine. Hold on. No, it's in 2 hours, I think. Super Giant Games. Hades 2 time zone release. Alright. Yes, it is in 2 hours. It is in exactly 2 hours. I love Hades. I love people who love Hades. Hades is just very important to me. I think the reason why I don't want to stream Hades in particular, like Hades 2 in particular, is that I'm so sensitive that so much of it just randomly, like the smallest little details make me burst into tears. Like little flavor text or like interactables sometimes just make me cry because I'm so upset over what happened to the characters from the first game. I get so upset. Alright, we're home. I climb the stairs to my apartment and shut the door with a sigh. I hear a slight rustling and look around. Nibbles is watching me from her enclosure. Hi, Nibbles! Her name is Nibbles Dandelions. Seeing her always fills me with warmth. Check her food. I check her food and notice she's eaten less than usual. I refill her water and wonder if my worry is warranted. I glance at the time. The vet should be calling soon. Give her a treat. I grab some washed kale from the fridge and offer it to Nibbles. She perks up a bit and starts munching on a corner. I'll get her some more later. We let her out. I open the door to the fence around Nibbles' hutch. She slowly hops forward, settling down on the rug next to me. Look at how tiny! Oh, she's so small. I can't tell if she's moving more slowly than usual or if I'm just projecting. I give her a small pat and sigh softly. This is fucking me up harder than when I played the demo because my cat got sick like 2 weeks ago. Oh god. The mucus from... Sorry, this is so gross. But I'm lactose intolerant and I drank bottled coffee. And bottled coffee just has regular milk and that fucks with me. Anyway, my cat got sick 2 weeks ago. And he had pneumonia and he has FIP, which needs like intense medicine. So he's been healing. Had to be confined at the vet for a little bit. But he's alright now. He's healing, he's getting his medicine. The pneumonia is gone. But now I'm like, oh my god, poor bunny. Yeah, he's doing alright. He's doing alright. He just acted a lot like Nibbles when he was sick. He was more lethargic. He had trouble breathing, so I had to watch his little chest rise and fall like really quickly. His name is Tony. He's my baby. Actually, let's put a picture of him next to Nibbles. Where's a cute picture of him? Where's my son? My son. Image. Oh, that's so big. My son. This is Tony. Look at him in his little box. I don't have a picture of him where he is right now, but he has to stay in a cage. He has to stay in a cage because he has to be quarantined in case he gives pneumonia or the virus to our other kitty. So he's sad and alone in his little cage. So, poor thing. But now I have to deal with Nibbles being sick. Oh, you have to pet her. You can't not pet her. We tried to comfort him, but he's kind of a bitch. I love him. I love my son. But he's very cranky all the time. He was actually a lot nicer when he was sick because he was sad and weak and kind of needed our comfort. But now that he's feeling better, he's a lot bitchier again. We turned him into a monster because of the amount of medicines he has to take. He has to eat smaller servings multiple times throughout the day because we have to give him his medicine one by one because we mix it in with his food. So now we're worried. Me and my sister are worried that we've created a monster because now he's going to expect to be fed that many times per day now. Even when he doesn't need his medicine. And he is, bless his soul, he is a yeller. He is a screamer. He loves to scream. He loves to scream when he is not getting, when he believes he's not getting the food that he deserves. Which is a lot. I feel like he screams more now that he's trapped in a cage because he can't walk up to us and scream. So he feels like he has to scream louder to get his point across. Silly boy. Of course we have to pet Nibbles. I rub Nibbles' forehead gently. She seems to relax a little. Let's watch her. I watch Nibbles roll on her side. She's lying on her usual spot in the rug, near my usual spot on my bed. She seems more tired than normal today. Alright, chores. Chores. Clean up your dishes. I have some dishes from last night I haven't dealt with. I wash each by hand and drop them on my 2-tall stack of dry dishes. That's going to be a problem left for tomorrow. See, my issue here is, you live alone, right? You live alone in your tiny cyberpunk hellscape dystopian apartment. Why do you have... Pardon me. Hydrate. As I was saying, you live in your tiny dystopian cyberpunk apartment. Why do you have a 2-tall stack of dishes, right? You need one. You need one of those plates that has a rim, so like one of those plate bowls, and a spoon and a fork and a knife, and really that's all you need. Because if you have more dishes than necessary, if you're living in like such an enclosed space like this, there's just more dishes for you to do, man. Oh my god, I am not in school anymore. But my god, the typhoons have been so stressful. I'm just lucky that I work from home, because I cannot imagine trying to brave that rain, man. The typhoons have been so rough. I hope if you are forced to go back to school, that the typhoon lets up and you're not like stuck having to wade through a flood. I live in a apartment, so right now, no, we're not affected by the flood. Thankfully, our apartment's electricity has not been affected either. So, you know, knock on wood for that. And yeah, I work from home, so I'm not affected, but eventually I'm gonna have to like leave the house for something. Hopefully the flood will be over. The floods and the rain will be over then. I used to be where I lived when I was a kid. It was a really odd street where it went down. Like, it was like a bowl. Like, around, like, our street went... To get to our street, you had to go down, like, a mini ramp on the road. Like, the road was a ramp. So whenever it flooded, the little bowl of our just our street would fill up. It was awful. It would go, like, I think, shin deep. Yeah, shin deep into our, first floor. So, like, all of our... So you couldn't have much on the lowest level. We had to put, like, our fridge and, like, our stove and, like, all of our important shit. Like, had to lift it up. There had to be like cinder blocks underneath them to make sure that they didn't get hit when a flood inevitably happened. But no, we do not live that life anymore. I am on the... I don't... For a second, I forgot what floor I'm in. I'm on the 15th floor. So... it is not that bad anymore. Though, the trade-off is, now we get hit, now the earthquakes are worse. The earthquakes were not bad when I lived on the ground. But now that I live on a higher level, it's like, every earthquake is like a fucking blender. Alright, we're doing our dishes in this game. We did our dishes. I look around, feeling listlessness rise in my chest. I need something to do while I'm waiting for the vet to call. You don't have any more dishes? Nah, we should play with Nibbles. I grab some Nibbles' favorite toys and throw and place them around her. She glances towards them but seems disinterested. No, poor thing. The worry between my ribs radiates outwards. Thank you, Lemon Gaming. I'm not that much at risk. I'm not at risk, really. I hope you guys take care as well, you and your fam. Alright, let's do some more chores. Let's unpack. I moved down into this apartment about 2 months ago. I couldn't afford my old one anymore. I look around this space that doesn't quite feel like home and can't help but notice all the ways it's worse. The room is too small for all my stuff. Much of it still sits in half unpacked boxes. It's further from my new job, adding time to my commute and shifting my sleep schedule. I still wake bleary some days. How long could your commute possibly be if you take an elevator to work? Like, surely it's not enough to be fucking with your sleep schedule. It's not like you're stuck in traffic. Unless there's traffic in line to the elevator? And no amenities are included. The savings come at the expense of my comfort. Home does not feel like a place of rest. Mechanically, I pull objects out from boxes and try to find room for them in overstuffed cupboards and drawers. After about 2 boxes, my brain starts to hurt. I'll leave the rest for another day. Let's read. I pick up the book that's been long abandoned on my nightstand and flip it open. I should get it back to my friends soon. They're probably missing it. Man, borrowing books from friends is fucked up because sometimes sometimes you zoom through it and return it quickly. Sometimes it's with you for years. I sit on my bed, lean up against the wall, and let myself settle back into the story. After about 20 minutes, my phone rings. I answer the phone. I hit the button on the side of my earpiece. Hello? Hello, this is Dr. Monk's office, calling back with the test results for your rabbit, Nibbles Dandelion. Cut to the chase. What did the test say? The speaker on the other side of the line clears their throat. Unfortunately, the tests came back positive. Your rabbit is suffering from... The voice turns to static in my mind, and I feel my hands start to shake. I stand there, staring at the wall, keeping as still as I can. Hello? Is everything okay? Next steps. What do I do now? We'll need to schedule Nibbles Dandelions for surgery. My blood runs cold. Is she going to be okay? How much is this going to cost? Details? What will happen in the surgery? We'll remove the infected organs. We'll put Nibbles Dandelions in an antibiotic regimen, and in a month or so, she should fully recover. Surgery risks. Are there any risks in having the surgery? We performed this procedure many times. There's very little risk. About as much as getting a nano-animated tattoo. Very low risk then. Alternative treatments. Are there any alternatives to surgery? This is the option with the greatest chance of success. Alternatives require prolonged treatment and are not guaranteed to permanently cure Nibbles Dandelions. Okay, thank you. Surgery date? How soon will the surgery be? We can schedule you in for next week Sunday. That's 13 days from now. Can Nibbles wait that long? Will that be enough time to get the money to cover the surgery costs? Okay, thank you. I notice I'm biting my lip and stop. Oh, I'm bad at that as well. Cost? How much will the surgery cost? The procedure will cost $17,000! Oh my god! That's a lot more money than I have in savings. Installment plan? Is there an option to pay by installments? No, we require full payment upfront. Oh, this is dystopia indeed. Okay, alright. I try to keep my voice from sounding as shaky as I feel. Finalize the appointment details, and I hang up the phone. I look down at where Nibbles is flopped on the floor, and my heart sinks. Saving $17,000 in 12 days, well, 11 work days, isn't impossible, but I don't feel good about my odds. If my credit score wasn't so bad, I could maybe take out a loan. I sit down next to Nibbles and run a hand through her fur. I can't imagine losing her. I don't remember making dinner, and food is tasteless when I eat it. I keep glancing over at Nibbles, reassuring myself that she's still there. The apartment feels more cramped than usual. I usually keep the window closed, but today it makes the walls feel like they're closing in on me. Before I head to bed, I open my banking app to pay my utilities. It might be best not to keep paying for so many luxuries. At least until I've saved up enough for, Nibbles. Alright, let's remove TV. Let's keep noise. But we don't need ad removal? What could that possibly do? What does ad removal even mean? Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh my god. I remember, I think I saw this on the devs TikTok, but it's worse than I remember. What are even some of these? Why is there a warning pop-up over here? Are there viruses? Are these like actual pop-ups? Good lord. It takes me too long to fall asleep. I turn back and forth under the sheets, unable to feel comfort or stop my spinning mind. I stopped paying for the ad removal on my apartment, and I guess the walls are ads now. Whatever. It's art. It's avant-garde. Sleep. I wake up and I realize I don't hear the sound of my alarm. I blink and notice that there's too much light in the room. I check the time and a bucket of cold water falls over at me. I needed to leave for work an hour ago. Okay. Pre-rolls are about to be turned back on, so I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to go to the bathroom, get some water, you know, blow my nose, all that good stuff. I'll put us on a Be Right Back screen. You're not going to miss anything. And I will see you in 3 minutes. Alright? I really do need to blow this nose. Speaking is getting difficult. Thank you for the alert, Lemons Gaming. I had a very brief moment of weakness where I considered getting more coffee, but I fear that would have killed me. So I have decided against it. Alright. Jin is late for work. I quickly rush to get dressed and refill Nibble's food and water, then I grab my lunch and run out the door. Halfway to the elevator, I start worrying that I have a client interview booked for this morning. I spend the rest of the trip to the clinic bouncing between dreading being late and hoping I misremembered and it's tomorrow. I step into the clinic and a notification pops up letting me know there's a client waiting for me in my office. Oh god. I curse, grab the client's file from behind the reception desk, and make my way to the consultation room. I'm only a few minutes late to the appointment, but... Alright, let's start it again. I'm only a few minutes late to my appointment, but a splash of guilt still runs down my throat. Let's... Yeah. I muster a smile, knock gently, and open the door. The customer's sitting... God. I have to get a handle on this. It's okay. We're practicing. This is what streaming is for. I know how to read. The customer is sitting in one of the chairs. They seem to be engrossed in a tablet, probably working. Apologize. Sorry for the wait. Welcome to Envisage. Like every time I have to remind myself how to pronounce it. Welcome to Envisage Poetry. I always cringe a bit at the clinic's name. I'm Jin. I use all pronouns. How can I help you today? How can I help you today? They look up at me from where they're sitting. Good morning. I'm Ocean. This is the room for consultations, right? They look to be in their early 20s, but their composure makes me think they're older than they look. There's conviction in the way they sit, and I relax a bit. Clients who know what they want are always easier to deal with. Yes, you're in the right place. Usually I have some time to prep before my meetings. I clench my hand around the data chip. It probably won't be an issue to ask for a moment to get myself oriented, but I can't get a good read on this client yet, and the wealthier ones can sometimes be unreasonable. Let's check the file. If you wouldn't mind giving me a moment to catch up, my morning has been a bit busier than I expected. No worries. Age and pronouns. Near the top of the file, I find Ocean, he, they, 27. Occupation. Under the line of work section, I find a brief explanation of a small gardening business. Desired procedure. I find the section detailing the mods Ocean would like. Seems like standard gender-affirming care. It's a pretty straightforward procedure with a few days recovery time. I finish scanning the file and close it. This should be enough for a starting point. Now to learn more about what Ocean is looking for and why. So you're looking to get gender-affirming work done? That's correct. The next question I need to ask is probably not the most respectful or kind, but it is part of standard procedure for consultations. Try to ask tactfully. You gotta know everything. Are there any factors motivating you to make this change? Well, I mean, aside from the obvious. Sorry, something on my... I don't know if you heard that. Something on my desk just fell over. Hold on. It's, I have like a grid where all of my fun little keychains are hanging, and it just slid all the way down. Oh. Oh my god, my desk. My desk is a mess. Good lord. Alright. What do you need to know? Oh. Something I fucked up with my mouse. Oh. Sometimes my mouse's DPI just resets to the lowest one when the wire gets jostled, which I don't like. It's procedure. It's just a procedural question. I didn't mean anything by it. They sigh. I socially transitioned some time ago and started taking hormones sometime after that. But being honest with myself is something I've had to learn. About a year ago, I realized that I'm not happy with how things are. I'm uncomfortable when I see myself in the mirror. I don't like parts of my body. And I can understand that now, so I want to take steps to make myself happier. Let's empathize. Oh, Jesus! I didn't mean for that question. What made you realize you weren't happy? After I socially transitioned, things in my life got better and I realized how happy I was before. Well, before. As things got better, I got better at learning what in my life made me unhappy, and I started taking steps to address those things. This is just the newest in a series of realizations. It's something that took some time and a lot of introspection to figure out. Relate. I can definitely relate to that. Living in discomfort and not knowing why, it's painful. Ocean nods. Anyways, after all that, it was just a matter of saving up enough money to visit the clinic. I've done my research and I should have the right amount to cover everything I'm looking for. Let's not doubt them. Glad to hear. I'm happy that you're in a comfortable place to get this done now. Thank you. I've covered all the required information, but it might be helpful to know more about Ocean before moving forward, and Baron will not be happy if he finds out that I didn't keep the conversation going for longer. Learn more. Can I ask more about you? Depends on what you want to know. Work. I saw that you work as a gardener. And? What's your work like? Lots of hands-on stuff. I enjoy the plants, but the customers can be a bit... He laughs. I'm sure you know. Hobbies. Do you have any hobbies? I'm really into tea, actually. Could you tell me a bit more about tea? That's so funny. It's just like, okay, tell me more about this incredibly broad concept that you've just introduced to me. What do you want to know? Ocean's history with tea. What got you into tea? As you know, I'm a gardener. I work with a large variety of plants, including those whose leaves are used as herbs or for teas. I started growing a few at home and selling prepared teas to coffee shops. Favorite tea? What kind of teas do you like? Oh, all kinds really. I've gotten into mushroom tea recently. Have you tried it? No, I've never even heard of it actually. Well, if you ever get the chance, you should try some. It's really quite unique is a good word, I think. Show interest. Sounds like a must-try experience. Favorite aspect. What part do you like the most about tea? I like figuring out how to express flavors. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. I think what I like more is the process of transforming plants into tea. And then again, transforming the leaves into a beverage. Relate. I understand being memorized by transformation. To become better or more comfortable with yourself or someone new. Ocean nods. Yeah, exactly. Ocean pauses, seeming to think for a second. Would you be interested in buying my tea sometime? I could even let you try some mushroom tea. He smiles, but it feels a bit forced. I can tell they're nervous about my answer. Ocean's tea seems to hold a lot of importance. We can accept and hopefully not have to commit. I'd love to try your tea sometime. Ocean smiles, trying to hide the relief. Well, you won't regret it. I'm sure I won't. Plans after mods. Do you have anything planned for after the procedure? Why'd you ask? Practical. You'll need to refrain from strenuous activities for some time after your procedure. I'm just checking that it won't interfere with any of your plans. I'm planning a small trip with my friends to celebrate. Should be undemanding. Trip? What are you planning for your trip? It's just a visit to a mid-floor resort. Nothing that exciting, really. Alright, move on. Well, I hope you have a great time. Thanks. Let's make our recommendation. I look over my notes. It's time to make my recommendation. I need to save another 8,664 over the next 4 days to afford the surgery for Nibbles. If Ocean has the procedure done here, I'll earn at least 16,000. What? 1,600. Recommend. Based on what we've discussed, I can easily recommend that you go forward with the desired procedure. A wave of relief rolls over Ocean. That's so funny. I love that sentence. A wave of relief rolls over Ocean. Very good pun. That's great. We discussed what Ocean is looking to get done, and I put together a suggested plan. Now that it's time to see if I can get Ocean to agree to buy anything more. I looked down at the mod catalog. What kind of mods would Ocean like? God. I don't want to upsell Ocean. I don't want to upsell Ocean. I don't want to upsell Ocean because Ocean is so nice and Ocean just wants gender affirming care and saved up for it, and I don't want to be the asshole that's like, hey, how about you get more? How about you get more so that I earn more, which is so shitty. Okay, let's not. Welcome back, Lemon. Don't worry about it. I'm happy to have anyone listen. Alright. Let's do custom facial hair because it's cheap. Alright, that seems good. There's a few more mods I'd like to talk to you about. You'll be able to see the models and prices on the tablet in front of you as I bring them up. Sure. Have you considered custom facial hair? I have facial hair. I shave. That felt wrong. Oh, sorry. Never mind then. No worries. That's probably enough cross-selling. There's only so much Ocean is willing to spend. We settle on the procedure details, and I explain the remaining information to Ocean. Next, our clinic surgeon, Dr. Sol, will give you a quick physical to double-check you're fit for the procedure. Once you've gotten a clean bill of health, I'll schedule your operation date. At that point, I'll also take your deposit, which will be half of the total cost. Sound good? Ocean smiles, attention uncurling from their shoulders. Sounds great. I return his smile and walk out of my office. We walk out of my office together. A bit later, having seen Sol set up Ocean's appointment and gotten their deposit, I return to my office to get started on the post-session paperwork. A few hours later, I hear a knock on the wall by the open door to my office and look up. Got a minute? Yeah, sure. Sure. I need you to run down to Wingerden and place an order. Should take less than an hour. They have our payment information on file. List? What do you need me to get? Sol hands me a list. It's all here, and the bag is in its usual place. Just give that to Wingerden. She'll know what to do with it. Feel free to call me if you have any questions, or if they give you any trouble. Trouble? What do you mean, trouble? Sol shrugs slightly. You know how Wingerden gets. No? No? Before I have time to follow up, Sol gives a wave and walks back out of my office. Ooh, I do like that voice for Sol. Okay. I look down at the list she gave me and sigh. Guess I'm off to Winnie's. The trip to Winnie's shop is uneventful. I make one wrong turn, but notice pretty soon afterward. Before I know it, I'm approaching her stall. No, I won't be going lower than that. Stop asking. Winnie's voice carries down the street. I've never heard her sound so stern. If you want... Let's find a voice. Let's find a voice. If you want to pay that much, find some 2-bit hack who'll sell you defective junk. When you decide you want to put quality parts into your body, you'll crawl back here. Of course, by then, your flesh will be rotting around half-baked amps and shoddy nanocomponents. Your kidneys failing from filtering a deluge of filth pumped into your heart and then back through your body. I'll laugh in your face and remind you about today. Then I'll charge you double, and you'll pay it, because you'll be so desperate for something good. Now get the fuck out of here. You're not worth any more of my time. Yeah, fuck you, Winnie. The customer spits and turns away, almost bumping into me as I approach the stall. I didn't see you there. Jin from Envisage Poetry, right? What happened? Is everything alright? Oh sure, just a customer trying to haggle me down, thinking they've got more power than they do. This is my shop, and my word is final. Sometimes people just need a friendly reminder of that. Understand. That makes sense. This is your place of business, and they should respect that. See? You get it. Happens often? You get customers like that often? Often? No. Usually my reputation filters out dregs like that. I pulled the list out of my pocket. Sol gave me this. It has everything we're looking to buy. She mentioned you have our payment info? That I do. Hand over your list. Let's see what we can do for Sol. They give it a quick glance over. I've got most of this in stock, but the last bit you'll need to wait for. I'll drop that off myself. Everything else, I'll give you the haul back today. Alright? Just like that? I assume Daddy Baron's still in good standing with his bank. So yeah. I'll keep this nice and easy for both of us. Winnie takes the bag I brought from the clinic and begins moving around her shop, picking items off shelves and bags. They pause when they spot a bin, half slid under a table. She looks back at me and then the bin. How would you feel a bit of side work, Jin? What kind of work are we talking about? I've currently got an excess of eye mods. Telescopes, microscopes, color diffs, dark vision, electromag sharpeners, basically the lot. If you could sell them off for me, I'll kick you back 15% of my profits. Not a bad deal, I think. Could I have some time to think about it? Of course. There's no real rush on my end. If you decide you'd want in, let me know anytime. I'm always happy to do business when business is good. She hands me the much fuller bag. This is for you. I suppose I'll be seeing you more often now that Sol can send you instead of coming herself. Winnie turns and I follow her gaze to see a customer approaching. It was nice chatting, Jin. Come by again soon. She offers a mock salute and then steps away. Call out a thank you. Thank you. They offer a wave without turning back. I reposition the bag over my shoulder and head back to the clinic. Winnie's words circling through my head. When I get back to the clinic, Sol is working in the lobby. She looks up and sees me and the bag. Is that everything? There's a bit more Winnie will drop off later. Sol lets out an acknowledging noise and holds out a hand for the bag. Let's give it to her. I hold out the bag and she carries it with a few steps over to the counter. She quickly opens it and begins to rummage. Looks good. Thanks for grabbing it. She pauses and looks back up at me from the bag. How is Wingarden? Friendly. She's nice. Friendly. Alright. That's good. And they didn't do anything weird, did she? Such weird in what way? Anything that seemed out of place, unprofessional, or made you uncomfortable. Or just anything you'd want to talk about. Nope, nothing of note. Okay, good. You'll let me know if they do? Of course. Sol takes a glance at the clock at the reception computer. Why don't you head home? I'll cover with Baron if he asks. Paperwork? Paperwork. I'll finish up my paperwork first. I only have a bit left. If you insist, we can leave together later then. Sol turns and walks back to her office. Was she waiting for me? Later that day. After finishing our work, Sol and I leave the clinic together. We chat idly on the walk to the elevator. It's a bit busy and I let her take one ahead of me. She thanks me and I hide my mixed feelings behind a smile. I didn't want her to see what floor I was getting off at. I get home exhausted and collapse on my bed. After a bit, I roll to the side and notice Nibbles watching me. Aw, baby. Let's sing her a song. I pick a popular tune and change the lyrics to make the song about Nibbles on the fly. She doesn't react, but it makes me smile. Let her out. I roll back off my bed and open the door to her hutch. She watches for a bit before slowly making her way to her favorite spot on the rug. I try rolling one of Nibbles' balls towards her. She glances at it, but doesn't push the ball back from me like she usually does. She's not her usual self, and it hurts to see her this way. My worries circle in my head. Saving 8,664 in 10 more workdays. I sigh and roll back onto my bed. Not impossible, I remind myself. There's still a chance. Today went well. Tomorrow will too. Unpack. I glance at the stack of boxes, awaiting unpacking, and fatigue preemptively settles on my shoulders. I pull out the kitchen appliances I have no room for and haphazardly squeeze them onto the too limited counter space. A lot of them end up beneath the kitchen table. I sigh. Another reason it'll be some time before I have guests. I spend some time making dinner and then clean everything up. I try to focus on what I'm doing, but I keep getting distracted by the ads. Sorry, Jin, the ads. One asks if I'm lonely, another here wants to sell a body lotion. A particularly large one is wondering if I'm hungry for synthesized banana chunks. It looks neon yellow and mushy in an entirely unappetizing way. I force my gaze away from the wall. You better love me or I'll haunt you in your next life is on tonight. I was looking forward to the new episode. I tried to shake off the melancholy beginning to seep in my thought. I can always catch the rerun in a few weeks once everything has settled down. Oh god, he doesn't have on demand! Grimly, I open my banking app to check things over. By the time I get to bed, I feel drained to my bones. Sleep. I wake up with my alarm and sigh contentedly. It's nice to not be in a rush. I make a low-effort breakfast and take a quick shower before getting changed, feeding Nibbles and heading to work. I have another appointment today. A larger part of me than I'd like to admit hopes it'll be someone looking for an expensive procedure. As I enter the clinic, I notice a message from Baron. The client's file is waiting for me on my work tablet. I make myself a cup of tea and carry it carefully to my office. Alright. We're officially past where the demo took us. We got a little bit of extra savings from the ad removal and the TV, right? It's minimal, but it's something. Alright. I sit down, take a sip, and swipe open the client's file. I'm expecting them to arrive just after noon. Baron left a note at the bottom of the file saying to watch myself with this one, which makes me a bit nervous. Oh no. He rarely butts in, saying that he prefers to leave the human aspect to the client, which is fair. That's what he's paying me for. Whoever is coming in must be important. I swipe open the file on my tablet. Name and age. At the top of the file, I see Florence Sanderine. Florence Sanderine. She, her, 34. Florence Sanderine must be an upper floor. No wonder Baron gave me a heads up. It's unusual for us to get top floor clients. They usually go for the nicer clinics. Well, an upper floor client explains why Baron also told me not to ask about her budget. Under the line of work section, I find a really long explanation that can be summarized as stay-at-home spouse. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's a trad wife. Holy shit. There's also a brief mention of an interview show she hosts. It seems like a hobby project. The section detailing the mods Florence Sanderine would like is much shorter than I'm used to. It seems like she's coming in for a voice change. It's a technically difficult procedure and not that common, since it's expensive and impossible to completely reverse. The recovery time is usually less than a day. From her file, Florence Sanderine seems like a pretty typical upper floor trophy spouse. There's a few things that don't entirely line up, but they also don't seem relevant to the consultation. I close the file and clean up my office a bit. The fact that I'm seeing an upper floor client has got me a bit more nervous than I'd like to admit. I've never met with an upper floor client. We can't access most of the higher end mods, even if our clients could afford them. Nor can we offer the level of service they often expect. Before I know it, there's a gentle knock on my door. Right. We're quick saving right before. At the sight of Florence Sanderine, I freeze momentarily. Ooh, she's pretty. Hi. You can call me Florence. She, her. She smiles a little and I have to remind myself to breathe. I can't remember the last time I saw someone so beautiful. Confess you die for her. Okay, I kind of want to click it just to see what I'd say. Just to see what Jin would say. Because, like... Okay, so I was thinking... Is there a possibility that we could get the money for Nibbles some other way, right? Like, what if, you know, we end up going on a date with Ocean and then they offer to pay for it because they've got their own gardening business? No, they're not rich. What if we became like, what if we started an affair with this lady? No, let's act normal. Let's act normal. I force myself to move and pull the door the rest of the way open. I wrestle with what I hope is a warm smile on my face and gesture her inside. Hi, Florence. I'm Jin, and any pronouns are fine for me. She steps past me and into the office, looking around slowly. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for looking after me today. She sits and her gaze turns back to me. I feel myself glowing flustered. Customers aren't usually like this. The pleasure is entirely mine. Thank you for choosing Visage Poetry. It takes all of my effort to say the words casually and withhold my inadvertent cringe. For your consultation today. Of course. I've heard good things about your clinic. It feels like I'm swallowing around a rock in my throat, or maybe that I forgot how to breathe or how to hold my body like a normal person. God. Meet expectations. Maybe. Then I hope we live up to your expectations. I'm certain you shall. She smiles a little again and I think my heart forgets how to beat for a few seconds. Pull yourself together, man! Oh my god. Lock in! Lock in! You cannot be simping this hard. She is a client. She's also a trophy spouse, right? She's married. Relax. Relax. I sit down and try to refocus. Ask questions. I should get to know her better so I can best understand what she's looking for. interview show. I saw on your file that you host an interview show. What's that like? Lauren's eyes light up and she smiles a bit. How nice of you to ask. It's not a terribly... Okay, yeah. How nice of you to ask. It's not a terribly exciting hobby, but it does bring me joy. I very much enjoy meeting guests and getting to know them. I suppose it's a bit similar to your work in some ways. Agree? I would agree. I don't know if you find this to be the case too. But sometimes it feels like my clients learn a bit about themselves from this process as well. Florence nods slowly. Yes, I think so. Sometimes, I think it's also about what truths are hinted to or simply left unsaid. Truths of the heart that feel too dangerous to speak outright. Yes. I say it quietly, watching her, but she doesn't meet my gaze, leaving her exact expression unknowable. Interview show continued. What's the name of your show, by the way? Florence looks down, clearly a bit flustered. Oh, it's just a small thing. I'm sure you haven't heard of it. I wait, leaving space for her to speak. It's called Song for a Lark. I freeze and blink at her, momentarily dropping my brain to the floor. Jin? Play it cool, play it cool, play it cool. Oh, yes, I've heard of it. That's nice to hear. I didn't expect you to have. Song for a Lark is an audio show. My friends are always going on about how amazing and talented the host is. They would die if I told them I spent time chatting with her. Florence Sanderine is a beautiful name. Does it mean anything? Florence drops her gaze, making her smile a bit sadder. Florence comes from the Latin word florentius, which means blossoming, flourishing, and prosperous. Sanderine is a play on Sandrine, which itself is a version of Alexandra from the Greek Alexandros. It means to defend man. Together my name is meant to be a blessing, to provide me with good fortune and protect me from peril. Wow! These options are crazy. Alright. I kind of want to say hasn't worked, just to like play into it, but that feels like dismissive. Like, it depends on the tone, right? It depends on the tone you ask it. Because if it's like you sarcastically ask, has it worked? Or like even if it's a little bit too on the jokey side, or if your humor doesn't align, it's like it feels dismissive. So let's just, no wonder it's so lovely. Move on. You've said enough, fool. I close my mouth before I can further embarrass myself. She nods once, accepting the compliment. She's thankfully either politely ignoring or not noticing my awkwardness. That's very kind to say. Thank you. Procedure. Now I understand that you want to get a voice alteration procedure. That's why I'm here. Her fingers weave and slide along each other as she speaks. I try not to stare at them. Does she feel nervous? Reassure. This is a very simple and straightforward procedure. Florence's fingers settle and she smiles. Yes, I'm aware. Thank you for trying to reassure me. I have faith in your clinic's abilities. Reason. Why do you want to get your voice altered, if you don't mind me asking? Not at all. I understand this is part of your responsibilities as a psych line. You probably don't know, but there's a trend going around for having a perfectly sweet and lilting voices. Since mine is so mundane, it might slight my family's reputation should it remain unchanged. Oh, oh. 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 But her show is an audio drama. Like, it's an audio show. Which means if she changes her voice, it might hurt her chances. Like, it might hurt her It's an audio show that she is well known for and well praised for. If she changes her voice to follow the trends, it hurts her brand recognition, right? People might not recognize the voice that she's speaking with after the procedure. It'll follow her. Upper floor trends. Hopefully this second option is about not being well versed in upper floor trends and not anything odd. You're right to assume that I'm unaware of upper floor trends. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way at all. It's just, I laugh and waver off. No worries at all. I understand. I was just going to ask you to elaborate a bit on the trend. Florence flushes slightly, still clearly a bit embarrassed, before settling herself. Of course, as you may imagine, when perfection is possible, it becomes ubiquitous. Lacking it becomes unfashionable. Over time, people come to realize an attribute's ideal form. Recently, people have taken note on what they think makes the perfect voice. It is now expected to sound a certain way, and alternatives, such as voice training, create the appearance of lacking the means to get the modifications. What happens if someone fails to be perfect, if they are seen as unfashionable? Ostracization, social exile, rejection. Of course, this would reverberate to the person's work, their friends, their family. Everyone would drop them lest they also be burned. Do you have any plans for after procedure? No, I was just going to take some time to rest at home. There's a dinner party this weekend, but that's all. I take a moment to check my notes. I've covered all the required questions. Baron told me to be careful, and talking to Florence makes me a bit nervous. It might be best that I wrap things quickly so I don't have more time to embarrass myself. Let's learn more. Learning more about Florence is probably for the better, and maybe a small part of me wants this appointment to not end early. Family. You mentioned your family earlier. Could you tell me a bit more about them? I'm not sure how much there is to tell. They want what's best for me and have provided me with a comfortable life. Her gaze dims a bit, and I wonder if this line is one she has recited often. When you say your family, you're referring to my parents and my husband. You're an only child? Florence nods. Can you tell me more about your parents? Such as? What do they do for work? I don't mean to make your job more difficult, but I'm not sure that you need to know that for a discussion today. And it's not my place to speak on my parents' business. Oh, her parents do something bad. This kind of reminds me of, I don't remember which comedian this is, but it's a comedian that was doing crowd work, and he encountered a guy in his crowd who is from South Africa, and he mentioned that his parents had to flee South Africa. And he's like, oh, what did your parents do? And he wouldn't answer. And the comedian is like, just so everyone's aware, this guy is white. So your parents did something bad. Upper floorer, rich parents provided her with a comfortable life. They do something shady. I understand. I'm sorry for overstepping. She shakes her head slightly. You're just trying to do your job. No harm in that. Move on. I think there's more to her relationship with her family than she's letting on. I'll try to circle back to it. Ooh. How does your family feel about Song for a Lark? They don't pay it much mind. They see it as a diversion. Which it is. So they don't listen in? Florence shakes her head. They're much too busy, and I don't expect them to. Your husband doesn't listen to your show? That feels like... Trophy wife, I imagine, does not get the respect, if that is what she is. Ooh, I don't know. Does anyone else feel awful? Because Jin knows for a fact that their friends have heard her show. It's a hobby of yours that you enjoy. Shouldn't they support you in it? They do support me. They help me arrange guests and make introductions for me. You don't feel like they should make the effort to listen once in a while? It's really not worth their trouble. Her gaze drops slightly, and I wonder if she cares more than she's letting on. Thank you for answering my questions. It's time to make my recommendation. I look down at my notes, detailing facts that collected into a silhouette of Florence Sanderine. You'll be making your recommendation now? Yes. I need to save another... Oh, I hate that it reminds me every time. I don't know. A part of me is like... Maybe I'm too woke for this. A part of me is like... Just recommend it so that you get the commission. Like, recommend it, upsell her something, and like get the commission so that she... so that you get some of the upper classes money. and let it, you know, trickle down. And not care about her well-being. But I'm worried about the show being affected by... I wish we could have asked if the show earns her money, right? I wish I could have asked that. Quick save. Quick save. Okay. I have to go do something real quick, so I will be right back. I will see if I can run an ad, but I don't know. I will be right back. I gotta do something real quick. Okay, apologies for that. So we're gonna quick save here. And I'm going to see what don't recommend procedure does. I don't recommend that you have this procedure. I don't understand. Why not? Your voice is important to your show. Aren't you worried there might be a negative impact if you change how you sound? If my viewers are fickle enough to leave because I sound different, then their opinions don't matter much to me. If it hurts my show, then so be it. Making the show is only an amusing pastime in any case. More than a pastime. I think it's clear how much you love Song for a Lark. That doesn't change the fact that I'm uninterested in the whims of fickle listeners. That's fair, however. I have a strong feeling that getting the procedure would be a mistake. And there's nothing I can say that will convince you otherwise. Is this really what you want? Florence pauses for a moment before speaking. Yes. Why do you want to change your voice? We've been over this. I need an appropriate voice in order to avoid disparaging my family. I've grown weary of arguing with you. Please just let me know if you'll recommend the procedure or if I need to take my business elsewhere. Alright. Let's load the quick save. And let's try that again. I don't recommend that you have this procedure. I don't understand. Why not? Your reasons seem very surface level, since you're getting an irreversible procedure just to follow a trend. I can follow trends if I want to. There's nothing wrong with it if it makes me happy. Will it really make you happy? Of course. That's fair, however. I feel like your parents are pushing you to have this procedure. This needs to be your decision entirely. But it is. Changing my voice is my choice. It's my way to help my family. You can't live your whole life to please others. Why not? I am happy when those around me are happy. Your voice is important to your show. Aren't you worried there might be a negative impact if you change how you sound? If my viewers are fickle enough to leave because I sound different, then their opinions don't matter much to me. If it hurts my show, then so be it. Making the show is only an amusing pastime in any case. I think it's clear how much you love Song for a Lark. That doesn't change the fact that I'm uninterested in the whims of fickle listeners. I understand that you see it that way, but I have a strong feeling that getting the procedure would be a mistake. And there's nothing I can say that will convince you otherwise. Is this really what you want? Florence pauses for a moment before speaking. Yes. Why do you want to change your voice? Been over this. I need an appropriate voice in order to avoid disparaging my family. I've grown weary of arguing with you. Please let me know if you'll be recommending the procedure if I need to take my business elsewhere. Fine then. You'll recommend the procedure? I nod and open the registration page. We can book you for tomorrow if that works for you. Yes, that's fine. We'll see you then. You'll be here to meet with me? Yes. That's good. Now, in terms of the voice you're looking for, Florence explains what kind of voice she needs and which modifications she'd like to get to achieve it. I suggest a plan that fits her goals, and she agrees to do it quickly. Watching her as I explain what we'll be doing, I wondered if she's really listening. Baron will probably be upset if he hears that I didn't push some other mods. I opened the catalog. It's probably fine to offer some of the clinic's more expensive options. We carry a few mods that I've heard God. I've heard are popular in the uppers. Okay, singing voice, I feel like, what's the point of getting a fancy, pretty... They described it as like a pretty lilting voice, right? What's the point of getting a voice like that if you're not gonna be able to see? Body scales. Let's give her everything. What if? How about... Let's just submit the singing voice. Hopefully this is okay. If you don't mind, I'd like to talk to you about a few more mods. Sure, go ahead. I'll send options to the tablet near you as I'm talking about them. Alright. Since we're already changing your voice, what do you think about adding a singing range to it? You could add a portion where you sing on your show, or singing your own intro. My audio show? I'm not sure it really fits it well. That's fine. That's enough cross-selling. I don't want to push Florence too much. I walk over to Dr. Soul and wait while she has the physical. Soul gives her the go-ahead and Florence pays her deposit. She turns to me with a final smile. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. And with that, the siren is gone, along with all her glittering splendor. I don't mind if Baron will get mad at me. Hopefully Florence doesn't snitch on how pushy we were with her reasons. I feel like it was important to sow that seed of doubt in her so that she knows that, you know, she knows that there's someone that can see through her little facade. Later that day, I decide to stay and finish the paperwork on Florence in the lobby. After getting through about half, I hear the swish of the front door opening and notice Ocean walking in. Oh no! He's here to collect. He's here to collect on my promise to try his tea. I thought we would be able to ignore that. Hey, Jin. Friendly. Let's be friendly. Back again, I see you here for the procedure? Yeah. Okay, it's the procedure. It's not to collect on the tea, promise. Okay. Ooh. Thank God. Dr. Soul has a lot of experience. You're in good hands. I'm sure. Do I just wait out here, or... Oh yeah, she'll come get you when she's ready. I'll let her know you're here. Alright, cool. I type a quick message to Soul saying that Ocean's here. Do you have any questions before you go in? Not really. The doctor will give me instructions, I assume. Yes, and she'll see you out once you're done. And I'm good, thanks. Glad to hear it. Just then, Soul steps out from the surgery. Hello, Ocean. If you're ready, you can follow me. Ocean offers me a smile and follows after Soul. Soul nods to me before closing the door behind them both. I head back to my office with a lingering smile. It's nice seeing how happy Ocean is. And it doesn't hurt that they'll be paying for the rest of their fee today. Later, I hear her knock my door and look up to see Baron standing there. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Hi, Jin. So, how did it go with Florence Sandarine? I think it went pretty well. Pretty well? Oh, Baron's face. Oh my god. He knows we're lying. He knows we're lying. We'll go over all the details of our usual one-on-one. I just wanted to check in. Keep at it. He gives a wave and then walks off. I hope he's happy with how I handled things. Later that day. When I get home, I notice Nibbles hasn't eaten today. Oh no! I pull her into my lap and run a hand along her ears and count my breaths. I offer her some kale and feel a bit relieved when she starts chewing on its corner. Try and unpack. Ignore the ads, Jin. Ignore the ads. There's only a few boxes left. Might as well get them over with. Looking between the box's contents and my non-existent space for placing said contents, I decide to just leave what's left in the boxes. It's as good a storage solution as any given the current state of the apartment. Happy to have finally crossed unpacking off my list and assuring myself I'm not cheating, I turn back to the boxes. I decide to get to bed early, feeling restless and wanting the day to be done with. After getting ready, I slide open my banking account. We can do it. We're already at, like, what, 11? We can get math. We can get 6,000 in the next 9 days. Easy. Easy. I turn off my phone and drop it on my bedside table, face down. Florence's smile haunts my thoughts as I wrestle with sleep. I can't help the feeling that there's something I missed. I definitely missed something. Probably it was in my line of questioning. I wake up at 3 in the morning with a start. Breath shaking, I try to lie back down and relax, but I can hear my blood rushing in my ears. My fingers twitch and my legs don't want to settle. I sit up and try to think of a way to distracting myself. I don't get much more sleep that night. My alarm goes off and I turn it off, already awake, halfway through making coffee. I sigh. It's going to be a long day. I get into work and notice Florence sitting in the reception. She seems to be wrapped in her thoughts. I told her I would meet with her before our appointment. I feel like it's awkward if we just stare at her. Let's just approach. I turn slightly and begin walking towards her. She looks up as I approach. Hi, Jin. Let's put her at ease. Hey, how are you doing? Well, thank you. Are you off to see a client? Yes, lie. No, I only have paperwork to look after today. And please don't let me keep you. Not keeping you. You have to do pleasantries with these type of rich people. Don't worry, you're not keeping me at all. How's your show doing? I had to take a break with the procedure and needing to rest afterwards, but I look forward to returning to it soon. How's your family? They're well, thank you. I hear footsteps and look over to see Sol leaving her office. Everything is ready now. If you'd like to follow me. Florence stands. I'll be right here. I'll be right there. She turns back to me. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me a bit, Jin. I'll see you around. She turns and starts heading to the surgery. Sol stays for long enough to shoot me a raised eyebrow before leaving as well. Sorry, man. She's hot. I hear the door close behind the two of them with a soft click. I walk to my office feeling uneasy. Something in Florence's demeanor felt different today. I take a seat and busy myself with paperwork. Some of my fatigue fades with coffee and lunch, and the paperwork is a little less unpleasant after that. Towards the end of the day, I can feel anxiety rising in my chest. No clients came in today. I'm not sure that I can save enough money if there's another day like this. Finally, the clock ticks over to leaving time, and I put the paperwork away with a sigh. I can't wait to get home. I take a final glance over to my office to make sure I'm not forgetting anything and head out for the day. I'm surprised to see Ocean waiting for me in the lobby. Hey, you got a minute? Sure. Sure, what's up? Just wanted to let you know how the procedure went. What do you think? Everything you wanted? Yes, I feel happier, more peaceful, and complete. Everything finally feels like it's in its place. That's amazing. I'm glad. Thanks. Planned trip? When are you leaving for your trip? Tomorrow, actually. hope you have a great time. Thanks. Me too. I take a moment to check the time. It's getting late. I should probably head home and catch up on my rest. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? Oh, sorry. Am I keeping you? Oh, the blush. A little, but I've got some more time to talk. Would you want to hang out another day? Oh! Oh! The spark! The why? No! Okay, just because I'm into ocean doesn't mean Jin is into ocean. But I sense something. I'm sensing a little something something. Sure. I appreciate it. We exchange contact information. I noticed that Ocean's area code is from a floor group a few below mine. I'll message you later tonight. Sounds like a plan. Ocean turns to leave. See you around then. I smile in return and then head back to the reception desk. I quickly check if there's anything I need to take home with me before making my way out. As I get home, my phone beeps. I pull it up to see a message from Ocean. We exchange a few messages for a bit before settling on a date to hang out. I input it in— Yes, there we go! Jin is excited! I input it into my calendar, feeling a bit excited. There's a slight rustling and I look over to see Nibbles. She seems livelier than usual. Nibbles moves towards me as I approach her enclosure. She's eaten a lot more of her food today and I feel incredibly relieved. Let her out. I open the door to her enclosure and Nibbles hops over. She butts me gently with her head and I smile, running a hand over her ears. Take a moment for yourself. Ocean and I message for a bit more, confirming details and talking about tea. Start your chores. I put in a load of laundry and get started on the dishes as it runs. Trying to keep up my cleaning momentum, I start on Nibbles' enclosure next. She watches me intently, and I give her a little scritch as I finish up. Then the fatigue I've been ignoring settles onto my shoulders. I take a look at my banking app, while I can still keep my eyes open. Alright. This is fine. We can get 5,000 in the next 5 days. That's totally doable. That's totally doable. With our daily earnings, that's fine. I whisper goodnight to Nipples and pull the blanket up around me. I'm starting to get used to the ads, but my sleep still feels shallow and restless. Oh god, what if there's another emergency that we need to spend money for? It's okay. This game isn't going anywhere. I can play it again with the element of foresight. Alright. Sleep. I wake up to the sound of my alarm and yawn unhappily. I pull myself out of bed, feed Nibbles, and rush through a few chores. Then I'm out the door on my way to the clinic. Oh no! Oh no! No clients for today? That's not good. That's not good. I settle into the lobby and decide to get some paperwork done. The odds Baron might ask me to run an errand keeps me from sinking too deeply into bored tedium. What's up, Lemon? What kind of favor could I do for you? What can I do for you today? Put on my customer service voice, like Jin. Oh, thank you. I have hydrated. Thank you. Alright. I might need to run an errand today. There's a sign on Soul's door asking not to be disturbed. She puts one up every once in a while, then locks herself in there with the lights dimmed. It's a safe bet that she won't be sending me to Winnie's today. What could she possibly be doing with the lights dimmed? Is her ass taking a nap? That's what I would be doing. Thank you, Lemon. That's very sweet. I try to take care of myself. In every aspect except sleep. Because my sleep is bad. Just as I've resigned myself to a day of admin work, the clinic's front door slides open. Ooh. Hey, they look sick as fuck, bro. Yo. I would be friends with this person. Hey, do you take walk-ins? They look young, probably in their early 20s. If they're a student, they likely won't want to spend a lot. On the other hand, wasting time on a fruitless client is still better than paperwork. We do. If you're interested, I can offer you an immediate assessment, free of charge. Yeah, that would be great. Thanks so much. I pull out a data chip from behind the counter. If you could just fill this for me, please? Oh, sure. No worries at all. As they fill out the form, I note that their look is part of a subculture that's slowly been growing in popularity. I take out the outstretched data chip and plug it into my tablet. I glance down to find Jupiter, he, him, 20. 20 is so young. What is that around their neck? Is that just like a necklace or a mod? I don't know. Near the top. Jupiter. I'm Jin, and I use all pronouns. Nice to meet you. That's me, yeah. Nice to meet you too. I'll just take a minute to review your information and we can get started. Yeah, for sure. That sounds great. I look back to the file and take a minute to scroll through it. Under the line of work section is scrolled Student. Jupiter is interested in an animated tattoo, floating hair, and pointed ears. A note clarifies like a hobbit, not an elf. Hey, what's wrong with elf ears? He's not sure which one of them he'd like. They're all easy procedures, but the tattoo and hair would be expensive to reverse. The ears, on the other hand, are very simple to change back if desired. Everything looks about as I expected. Everything looks great. Shall we move to my office? Yeah, that sounds great. We walk down the hall, Jupiter keeping a few steps behind me. I push open the door and walk in. Jupiter stands blankly in the doorway for a moment. All good? Oh, yeah. No worries. Jupiter steps forward and pauses briefly before taking his seat. To start, I'll ask you a few preliminary questions. Once I understand what you're looking for and your situation a bit more, I'll make my recommendation. Sounds good. Why do you want to get one or more of these mods? It seems like a fun thing to do. Oh, wait, sorry. That was a bad way to phrase it. I think it would make me happy, but more than just right now, in the long term too. What does your budget look like? I can go up to about 800, but it would be great if we can keep costs below that. That's about enough for one of the mods Jupiter wants, possibly with a few small additions to it. I'm still in school and will have at least another year and a bit to pay off. Do you have any plans after you get the procedure? Just taking it easy. The day after, I'll probably go show off to my friends. That's all the basics covered. Jupiter seems like a pretty straightforward client, but it still might be worth learning before making my decision. Oh yeah, my course didn't really have prelim exams, but I've heard my friends have stuff like that. More questions. Best to cover my basis, just in case there's something I'm missing. If you stick with your budget, you won't be able to get all of 3 of the mods that you're interested in. Are there any that you're leaning towards? Honestly, I'll probably get them all eventually. I don't really care which I start with. Unless you think it's better to start with a specific one. Is this your first mod? Pretty much aside from the usual health stuff. He points at the device on his left arm. Like this insulin pump. In that case, it's probably better to start with a less invasive mod, or one that's more easily reversed if you end up not liking it. From the options you're interested in, the pointed ears fit both of these criteria. Oh, I'm not really worried about that stuff. We can start with the ears if you think it's best, but I'm less excited for it. Duly noted. Just to confirm, you are aware that these mods are difficult and in case expensive to reverse. Yeah, that's kind of the point. I want them to be part of me. As a memory of who I am now that never leaves me. If you don't mind talking about it, I'd love to hear a bit about what you're studying. Not at all. I'm studying commercial art. Oh, okay. Commercial art. And commercial art is... Oh, sorry. It's art related to selling things, so I'm learning stuff like product design, marketing, advertisement design, things like that. Are you enjoying it? And are you enjoying it? Yeah, for the most part. I like a lot of the art stuff, but the business side can be pretty boring. That makes sense. I can imagine it's a lot less gratifying or fun. Yeah, basically exactly. I love art, but this really sucks the passion out of it. You mentioned you're in school? Yeah, and I'm also working part-time. Are you sure you're in the position to make this kind of purchase? I thought about it a lot, you know, going back and forth on it, talking to friends. In the end, I realized that doing this is something that's going to make me really happy. It means a lot to me. Even if it puts me in a tight spot, it's worth doing now. Why did you choose to study commercial art? It's the only way I could convince my parents to let me go to school for art. Oh my god. It's really important to my moms, gay moms, that I get an education. But they were really adamant on me studying something that they deemed useful. So you're not really happy with commercial art. What kind of art do you like making? I love murals. They're so cool and big and so many people see them and the way they can change the feel of an entire neighborhood. Oh, sorry, I'm rambling. But I guess, in short, they're super cool. You're not rambling, just answering my question. We're here today to talk about you. Learning more about you is helpful and interesting. Oh, wow, thanks. What kind of things do you like painting about in your murals? Oh, well, lots of things. I guess that I like painting about the things that connect to what's important to me. Oh, sorry, that probably didn't make a lot of sense. What I mean is, what I like best is designing a piece around a central theme. And it's even better if the theme is important to me. What kind of themes for your murals are important to you? I guess I like things around community and helping one another. Or calling out greed or corruption. Or even just pointing out things that are wrong and could be better. What about you? What are you passionate about? I love spending time with people I love, my friends and my rabbit. And I do like my work, getting to know people, offering advice. It makes me feel like I might be able to really help someone. I'm sure you've been helping people tons. To clarify, you want to get these mods since it'll make you happy? Yeah, basically. Could you elaborate a bit more on that? Well, for one, it looks cool as hell, and it's also a way of expressing myself outwardly in a way that I really like. It's kind of like your body is your canvas, you know, and a tattoo is a mural. I think I'll recommend the animated tattoo. So yeah, I think it'll make me happy. Why is it important that you express yourself outwardly? Oh, that's hard. I guess I don't like when people make assumptions about me. I want them to see me as who I am. It feels bad when people don't see me as myself, if that makes sense. Definitely. Why do you think that you feel bad when others don't see you as yourself? I don't know. Probably because they treat me wrong? Like, they don't treat me the way I want to be treated. Circling back a bit. Where do you usually paint your murals? Wherever we can get permission. Often it's in buildings, but I prefer them outside where more people can see them. It's important to you that people see the statements you want to make with your art? I want them to know what I think, and to question what they think. I want them to be able to see themselves or the people they know in its reflection. I want them to feel something when they see it. I don't know if I'm there yet, but I'll never find out when my best works are being locked inside. Let's not start talking about murals without permission. I believe that's legally classified as graffiti, and we're in a dystopian cyberpunk society, let's not fuck with that shit, right? Do you feel like your happiness is tied to how you express yourself through your appearance? Definitely. My friends who do it seem much more alive and confident. Do your friends have a lot of mods? Some of them, but others have none, or just a few. Oh wait, I'm not just getting mods to fit in or anything. This is something I want for myself. What kind of mods do your friends have? Oh, like the usual stuff like cat eyes or snake eyes or animated tattoos. Some also have pointed teeth or floating hair, you know, like what glam scummers usually get. Right, that's the name of the subculture that students have been diving into recently. It seems to focus on independence and rallying against the status quo. do you mean when you say that you want to get mods for yourself? Okay, wait, let me go back a bit. My friends always act and dress like themselves. They don't think about how others might want them to be. Their identity screams through everything they do and in every part of how they look. And I want to do that too. Show the world who I really am. Show them my inner world and direct how they see me. Why was it so important to your parents that you go to post-secondary? I think it'll help me get a better job and make more money. And it's an opportunity that they didn't really have. They just want to see me be okay and do better than they did. And I really appreciate it. They've taken a lot to get me here. Why is it important to you to have others see your identity or inner world, as you put it? Well, so my friends do that, show their identities outwards. And they always seem so free and happy, like they don't care about others. Oh wait, no, it's more like they don't care what others think about them. They do care for others a lot. But yeah, they seem really happy being themselves, and I want to do that too. You know, be myself and be happy being myself. I like how Jupiter is written. They're very there's something in the way that they speak where they backtrack once they realize they might be misunderstood. It fits with the way they're characterizing themselves. Like, it's a very cohesive way to write the character, where they're like, I want others to see me as I see myself, outward expression tying into that, and every time they say something that they're afraid might be misconstrued, they double back and they're like, oh wait, actually what I mean is. It's a very good way to have written them. Fluctuating identity during youth. I do want to ask about that, but they also mentioned that they want something that's like a mural to themselves that they were now. Are you worried at all at how you feel about yourself might change? When you're young, it's common for your identity to shift and grow as you figure yourself out. I mean, it might, but that doesn't really matter to me. The mods will always be part of the memory of who I am now, when I decided to get them, and I like that about them. I'd like to return to something we touched on earlier. So you're working part-time? Yeah, I work at the receiving dock. What kind of work do you do at the receiving docks? Mostly logistics. Tracking what comes in, telling people where to put things, preventing jams on aisle 114, you know. Do you enjoy your work at the docks? No, not really. It helps pay for school and stuff though. Have you seen any interesting shipments while at work? Usually, you don't know what's in the box unless it's a big staple like food or parts. And anything really interesting is air delivered to the private docks up 30. But I have seen some fun things. Once, we got in some live caterpillars for one of the upper kindergartens, and once I saw a shipment of worms for the gardens in the mids. They like bugs. I take it you like bugs? They're so cool. They do so many things. Alright, I think that's all for my questions. You'll let me know what you've decided then? Yes. I checked for my notes. Okay. Over the next 9 days, okay, I'll earn a 20% commission of Jupiter's purchase. Jupiter is willing to spend... Okay. Animated tattoo. I recommend that you go forward with the procedure. Animated tattoo, it fits in with the mural's theme. Their body is their mural. They seem secure. They seem to know what they want. And it fits in their budget. Recommend 1. In Jupiter's budget, you can comfortably buy 1 mod. I think it makes sense for you to start with the tattoo. Yeah, that sounds good. I trust your decision. Jupiter has a small budget, but there might be some smaller mods that I could sell him. I checked the catalog. Nothing. I think that makes sense. I don't want to push Jupiter to spend more. It's fine to leave things here. And that's everything. I'll bring you to Dr. Soul next, and she'll give you a quick assessment to make sure everything is good to go. Then we'll schedule a date for your operation, and you'll pay your deposit. Sure, sounds good. We leave the room together. After Jupiter leaves, I settle in to get some work done. A few hours go by, and I hear a knock at my door. I look up to see Baron standing in the doorway. Oh. Guess what? It's time for our weekly one-on-one. I hold back a sigh. I'd forgotten that was today. Oh shit. Ah, fuck. He walks into the room and takes a seat. My day's been crazy. Back-to-back calls all morning. And I've got a call in an hour, so let's get right to it. You've seen 3 clients this week? Yes. And the first was... He scrolls through his tablet a bit. Ocean. Yes. Great job with that one. We had a really happy customer. And I saw 2 of you getting all buddy-buddy. That's great. Hopefully it leads to a return client. As for your upselling, you really should have sold more. There are tons of mods that complement gender-affirming care well. Overall, Ocean seemed to be a fairly straightforward client. You handled him adequately. Alright, let's move on to Florence Sandarine. Wonderful job there. We make great margins on the invisible voice changers. But you could have sold her a bit more. A client like that doesn't come in every day. We got really lucky that Florence Sandarine decided to visit our clinic. You did a fair job handling her. Hopefully she'll come back someday, or at least recommend us to some of her peers. Finally, let's discuss Jupiter. He only just left? And how did it go? It went really well. Well, you sold him mods, which is great. This is the only time I'll praise you for not overly cross-selling. I don't want us taking advantage of kids. I decide not to mention Jupiter is an adult. No need to remind Baron. He might have a reason to be upset at my selling after all. To sum it up, nicely done. Don't push mods on students. Oh, and about the paperwork. Try to be more succinct if it's something you know I'll need to read. Oh my god. We have to put like fucking pictures in the paperwork for Baron. Alright, that's everything for today. Overall, I'd say great job. Keep up the good work. Do you have any questions for me? Do you have any suggestions for how I can improve? Just the same as before. Talk to the clients so you can sell them mods better. Then sell them the mods they want and cross-sell them. Unless they're students. Don't upsell students. He stands up from the couch. Nice chatting as always, Jin. He leaves without waiting for my reply. I watch him go and let out a slow breath. Okay, so Florence did not complain about us being a little too pushy about her inner world. Thank God. I finish the rest of my work and head home for the day. I get home and take the time to finish some errands. I get through the dishes and laundry before starting on Nibble's hutch. She watches me intently as I work. I usually keep the window closed, but I still always notice how cramped it makes the apartment feel. I leave her out for after a bit and finish and proceed to flop on my bed. Nibbles is a bit livelier today. I move some small wooden pieces towards her and she pushes them down and tosses them aside. Put them back up for her. I get up and stretch before starting on dinner. Staring at my mostly empty cupboards, I decide to add hot water to some nutrient mush and call it a night, good lord. Then the food is soggy and tasteless as I eat it. I glance at the disabled TV. It would have been nice to unwind to a rerun. At least this gives me an excuse to catch up on my reading. I throw my dishes in the sink and decide to leave them for tomorrow. Last thing on my list then is budgeting. I think we can turn the TV on. No. Just one day. Just one day. Let's have the open window one day. Alright, then. Time for bed. Pieces from my conversation with Baron follow me into my dreams. I wake up and switch off my alarm. As I rub the sleep from my eyes, I console myself with the fact it's Saturday, so I won't need to work tomorrow. Also, I'm getting paid today. The wait for the elevators is longer than usual. I shift back and forth where I stand in line. It's been worse on average since I moved down. I still can't say that I'm used to it. I step into the clinic and notice Jupiter loitering in the lobby. Hi, Jin. Jupiter, excited for your appointment? So excited. Solstice should be a few minutes if you have time to chat. Did you have any questions about what will be happening today? Not really. Sol explained everything perfectly well. I've got time to chat. Okay, cool. How are you doing? You know how it is. I go to work, I go home, and feel tired. Yeah, I get that. Are you heading home once you're done? That's the plan. Yeah. I've got to get going, but I'm happy I ran into you. Yeah, I'm glad we got a chance to talk for a bit. I'll see you around. I nod goodbye and head to my office. Everything with Jupiter seems like it's going smoothly. I buckle down to dig into my paperwork. I get home with Jupiter lingering in my mind. I hope he enjoys his mods. I start in on some dishes. I try to relax, but it's hard with ads plastering my walls. I try to ignore them, but it feels futile with the way they pulse and change. As I'm going through my mental list of what I'd like to get done this evening, my phone rings. My friend Lore is calling. Ooh, new character. Hey Lore, what's up? Not much. Wanted to see how you were doing. How's the baby girl? Okay. So we can't just be like... If this is our friend, we have to be honest, right? I told everyone that my cat was sick when he was sick. Not good, actually. She's going to need surgery. Oh, fuck. I'm so sorry. You'll let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I will, thank you. How are you holding up with all this? We don't want to gossip about Florence, do we? No. I'm doing alright for the most part. Don't keep everything bottled up, okay? Sure. You'll call me if you're feeling worse or you just want to chat? I will. Don't worry about me. I'm alright, Lore. Okay. This is gonna have ramifications. This is gonna have ramifications. No, we'll... Because Lore should know what we do for work. No, let's end the call. Sorry, Lore, I need to get going. No worries. Last thing, real quick. If you're free tomorrow, Vad, Chia, and I are making plans. Let me know if you'd like to join, and I'll send the details. Sounds good. Thanks. Alright then. Talk soon. Bye, Lore. I hang up with a smile. It was nice hearing Lore's voice. I take a glance around the apartment, trying to remember what I was about to do. It's the first time I've had the window open in a while. It's nice to have a view. It makes the apartment feel less like a closet. Eventually, I settle in on spending the evening with Nibbles. Despite her low energy, I take the time to groom her and coax her into eating a bit more. The end of the day approaches and I return Nibbles to her hutch. Okay. At least Barrett's payment came in on time. Okay. What does data privacy mean in this scenario? Whatever, man. I'll pay for $10 for ad block. I close the app and start getting ready for bed. I sleep in a bit next morning. It feels nice, but I somehow feel more groggy than normal as I make my way through my morning routine. A day to myself. I think through some options for how to spend that time. Let's see our friends. We can't be all work, no play. Let's see our friends, alright? I call up Lore, and she lets me know where everyone is meeting. We have a nice time walking around, grabbing ice cream and sitting on the swings of a dingy playground. Dingy? Dingy. It's nice to see all of them again. I've been keeping some distance since moving down. I know they wouldn't care, but it creates a lingering discomfort that makes it harder to relax. Finally, the end of the day rolls around, I make my goodbyes and head home. I decide to start on some chores, wanting to lighten the load for the coming week. I do a quick clean of the floors and put a load of laundry in as I start on dinner. The apartment's walls feels like they're closing in on me. I glance at the window and sigh. Once this is through, I can hopefully keep it open more often. Nibbles watches me and I smile at her. She blinks in response. Oh, baby. Man, I feel bad. We need to turn the TV back on. We're turning the TV back on. I'm missing the rerun of the finale of Amidst the Peach Blossoms, No Paths Are Bound. It's running back to back with a new episode of The Jester's wickedly sharp blade and wit. I sigh and try to stop thinking about not having access to my TV. As night falls, I start my bedtime routine and open my banking app. If they charge me monthly, it would be easier to understand how much I'm actually spending. I sigh and fall into bed. I wake up tired. I rush through my morning routine, blow Nibbles a kiss goodbye, and leave for work. I get into work and try to rub the tiredness from my eyes. Blinking past the blurry fatigue, I notice a figure waiting in the lobby. After another blink, the silhouette resolves itself into Jupiter. Hi Jin. I just wanted to let you know how great I've been feeling since I got the mods. Oh look, they're bugs! I feel so light and happy all the time. My moms keep laughing at me. That's amazing. I'm so happy to hear. I just really feel like myself, like when I see myself and when I'm walking around. I feel like everyone sees me too. It's just like really, really great. Constantly. It's wonderful. I'm really happy for you. Oh, before I forget, I actually brought something for you. It's not much, but I really wanted to say thank you in a more tangible way. And I also give something back to you that will hopefully make you happy too. He reaches into his bag and pulls out a small painting. Like I said, it's not a lot, but I made it myself. Hopefully you like it. It's a bug! It's lovely. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool piece. But I should probably get going now. I'm sure you have work and stuff you need to do. Bye, Jin. It was really nice seeing you. And with a final smile, he's gone. It was nice seeing Jupiter. I'm glad that he's doing well. I take another look at the painting he gave me. It really is a thoughtful gift. Later, I sit down in my office and I pull open a client intake form. I'm scheduled to see someone in a few hours. Near the top of the file, I read Clement, they, them, 48. They're on the older end of our usual clientele. It might not be possible for Clement to get some of their mods if they have a weaker constitution. Under line of work section, it explains Clement works as a chef. The section explaining the mods Clement is interested in getting is lengthy. It looks like they're interested in improving their stamina, coordination, and dexterity, as well as relieving their bodily pain, particularly in their neck, back, and shoulders. Oh no, oh my god, they work as a chef. They probably have a lot of pain in their back from standing all the time. It's a rather costly suite of procedures and usually requires about a week of rest for full recovery. Many of the mods included are irreversible. Clement seems like a pretty straightforward client, at least on my end. There may be some risk in the procedure, but Soul will be the final judge of whether they can get the procedure if I do recommend it. After some paperwork and a quick check to make sure the office is clean, I hear a knock at the door. Hello, is this the right place for mod consultations? Yes, you must be Clement? I'm Jin, and I use all pronouns. I'll be looking after you today. Nice to meet you. They move into the room and take a seat across from me. A fog of weariness hangs around them. I've got a few questions for you to get started, and then we can sort out the details of what you're looking for. Sounds good. So you're interested in a body improvement suite? Yes, that's what I need. Why are you interested in the improvement suite? I need mods for my work. Their use of need doesn't fill me with confidence. What does your budget look like? I can spend... Oh! Which should be enough for a standard suite of mods. I'm not looking for any bells or whistles. Do you have anything planned for after you get the mods? I understand the recovery time is lengthy. I'll be taking the following week off work to rest. Is there someone who can help you during your recovery? Movement might be difficult the first few days after the procedure. Probably not, but I know how to set things up so I can look after myself if I'm bedridden. That takes care of all the required questions. Aside from Soul making sure Clement is up for the procedures they'd like, everything seems alright. Learn more. I should learn more before making my decision. There are some things I'd like to clear out about Clement's motivations and recovery. Could you tell me a bit about the restaurant where you work? I work at Recall Bliss. It's a high-end spot in the uppers. Now I understand where Baron's poor taste in names comes from. Oh my god. Everyone fucking sucks, I guess. I think I've heard of it. You do meals with lots of experimental tiny courses? That's us, yes. Although there will be fewer experiments going forward. Do you have any hobbies? Oh? I wouldn't expected that to be something you'd be interested in. But not to worry, I'm always looking for an excuse to chat a bit about myself. I honestly don't have time for a lot, but I like small puzzles, like crosswords and nonograms. On my days off, I like watching movies. My wife reports on media, so she always picks out good ones for us to see together. Do you also watch television? We mostly keep to films, but occasionally we'll watch the odd miniseries. Have you heard of Amongst Us Who Can Fail, We Can Fight for the Goddess? You might like it. It's only 8 episodes and very movie-like in its structure and composition. I haven't. I'll have to check it out. Thank you for the recommendation. No worries, let me know how it goes. When did you start cooking? What got you into it? I suppose it's something I've always enjoyed. My family used to converge on the kitchen and get in each other's way while we assembled feasts every night. Well, I remember them as feasts. I was quite young at the time, so they might have been somewhat smaller than that. I was encouraged to experiment and suggest dishes. It was a positive environment and a way to show love. It must have seeped into me and melded itself into my bones. Ugh, I love the themes of food as love and community. Dungeon Meshi, my beloved. Do you still like cooking, or does it just feel like work for you? I enjoy it, but it's not something I seek out outside of work much, mostly because I'm tired and a bit burnt out on it. It didn't used to be so bad, back when I could be more creative with my cooking at work. Overall, I found that it's hard to have your hobby as your job. The fulfillment you get from doing it for work is different from when you're doing your hobby for fun and the art of it. Hate it. Correct. And once it's your job, it's much harder to find the creative space and energy for your hobby outside of work, the way you did before. Do you find creativity in other places? I can, but often I don't have the energy for it. I don't much mind it though. That's capitalism for you, baby. You mentioned you need these mods for your work? Yes, that's correct. Could you elaborate a bit on that? I need the mods to remain competitive in my workplace. I'm employed in a physically demanding, high-stakes environment. If I can't perform at my best, it's likely that management will find someone else who will. To clarify, you're concerned that you'll lose your job if you don't get mods? It wasn't something I used to worry about, but management's priorities has been changing lately. They want to expand the restaurant and seat more tables without increasing staff. That means we need to get a lot more done in the same amount of time. So there's been a push towards efficiency and productivity. And what's more efficient than keeping the same dinner menu night after night? I used to be responsible for menu updates, improvements, and innovation. But suddenly a lot of my expertise and experience have been greatly devalued. I need to get my more physical capabilities up to par. Have any of your coworkers been replaced? A few. Mostly older chefs who management felt didn't work efficiently and earned more than they were worth. They're bringing in younger cooks who are more fit, but also more green. I'm sure they're being paid less, but I wouldn't be surprised if they had less security in their contracts. Hold on, give me a second. Good lord, the mucus. All the talking. I'll probably end at the And like maybe at the end of this day, mostly because I think it's just the talking so much is starting to fuck up my voice. Oh well. Alright. I miss the ones who have left. The new kids are alright. Yeah. It's not really the cold weather. It's because I had milk in my I had real milk in my coffee like 5 hours ago, and I am lactose intolerant. I miss the ones who have left. The new kids are alright, but it can be harder for me to relate to them. Thoughts on restaurants changes. What do you think of the changes that management has implemented? In all honesty, I can't say that I'm a fan. The kitchen has become a lot more tense, what with everyone feeling additional pressure and the increased work. I'm also concerned that we may lose customers in the long term, since we used to be known for experimentation. A fixed menu drops one of our key selling points. But hey, I'm not in charge. Maybe there's some angle to all this that I'm not seeing. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out, Lemon. I hope to see you again. Good luck on your gym session tomorrow morning. Don't go too hard. I hope you sleep well. Magandang gabi rin sa'yo. Although my guess would be that it's just effort to pull more profit from the restaurant. In any case, at the end of the day, work is work. The situation isn't ideal, but I'm paid well, and it's not all bad. Have you thought about searching for work at another restaurant? I've considered it, but I need stability right now. I have a steady income and I work at one of the highest paying restaurants in the city. I can't afford a job search, and I can't afford a pay cut. There just aren't a lot of opportunities out there. Do you feel like you're not currently meeting targets? In short, yes. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose again. Alright. They can tell I'm working slower than the younger chefs. Less efficiently, you could say. And I'll admit that the quality of my work has been suffering as well. It's become harder for me to keep up with everything. I've been making more mistakes or missing some details here and there. Clem probably doesn't want me talking about the possibility that they'll lose their job. Do you feel that your work has a negative impact on your health? Yes, that's why I'm interested in mods to remove my pain. It makes it harder to work, but it's also impacting my quality of life. And the other mods I'm getting will hopefully prevent the pain from returning. Where do you experience your pain? I'm taller than average, so the counters at work are a bit low for me. I have pain in my lower back from leaning over them. I often need to carry heavy items such as pots and pans. Most of the time, these items are hot and must be held away from the body, which makes them more awkward to hold. This causes further strain and contributes to my back pain. The other main area I feel pain is my feet, since I'm standing all day. All the better for leaning over short counters. Do you find your job or work environment to be stressful? I would say it's fairly stressful, but I'm used to it. I have developed healthy ways of dealing with it. What are some of the ways you deal with your stress? I mostly manage it through my hobbies or spending time with my loved ones, like my friends and my wife. Medication? Are you on any medications for your pain? I take some over-the-counter stuff for my back and anti-inflammatories for my feet. It helps enough. Wife. I like that this dialogue choice is straight up just wife. So you're getting these mods because you feel like you need them to keep your job? Yes. But do you want them? If your job wasn't at risk, would you be getting them? Yes and no. It would be nice to reduce my pain and to be able to move with more ease. But I don't feel like I need the strength. I'd be happy with letting my body take its course. And I like having an excuse to take things slower. Could you skip getting the strength mod? Clement shakes their head. It's definitely an area I'm currently falling short in. If I'm getting fixed up, might as well fix everything and not take any chances. I don't want to pry too much. You mentioned your wife? Yes, her name is Marin. Marin reports on media? Yes, she reports on news about art and media and writes critiques. She has many readers. That's enough questioning about Marin. Are you sure that you'll be able to look after yourself if you're bedridden after the procedure? Yes, I know what kinds of preparations I need from experience. I've helped others with it before. In what ways have you provided help? It might not be similar to what you'll experience after the procedure. Marin has a chronic illness and is often bedridden. I know what needs to be done when someone is incapacitated. I look down at my notes. I should make my recommendation now. I need to save another 4,000. From our conversation today, I can recommend that you go forward with the From our conversation today, I can recommend that you go forward with the procedure. It would improve your quality of life immensely, and it would be helpful for your work life. Great, that's good to hear. Clement is spending a lot of money today. I can probably upsell them on a few things. Improved taste. I like all of these. I feel like, okay, let's quick save. Let's quick save, and that seems alright. I'd like to talk to you about some other mods I think you might like. You'll be able to see information about them on that tablet in front of you as I bring them up. Alright. What would you think about improving your palate? It might bring some fun and creativity back into your cooking. It could, but I'm not upset with how things are now. No problem. Have you considered temperature proofing your hands? We have a model that can also tell the precise temperature of what you're touching. You wouldn't need to hold hot pots and pans so awkwardly. That's a good point, and that would be nice for my back and shoulders. I'll add it to the list. Have you ever thought about slowing your aging? You could live more comfortably for longer, especially when considering the other mods you'll be getting. I could, but I'd rather live out my life as it will be, and hopefully live as long as Marin. Alright. That's probably enough upselling. I don't think Clement is interested in much more. Alright, that's everything settled. We iron out the details for all the mods Clement will be getting. They're more nervous than I expected. Next, I'll bring you to our resident surgeon, Dr. Sol, who will be completing your physical assessment. Once she gives the all-clear, we'll set a date for your procedure and you'll pay your deposit. That works for me. As we head to the door, I can't help but worry about the physical check. I hope Clement is well enough for all the mods they're looking to get. I get home and spend some time playing with Nibbles. She's a bit more interested in toys today, and it's relieving. I move through some minor cleaning. As I start on dinner, Clement circles through my mind. I'm really happy with the commission I made today. As for Jupiter, I'm so happy that he likes the mods. I grabbed the painting he gave me and tried to find a good spot for it on the wall. I finish eating and wash my dishes, deciding not to leave them for tomorrow for once. Let's get rid of the ads. We can do it. We can do it. Alright, time to call it a day. I wake up feeling like less than a zombie than usual. After getting ready, I kiss Nibbles goodbye and make my way to the elevators. I get into work and drop my things off in my office. When I return to the lobby to grab some tea, I notice Florence Sanderin is here. Her eyes are on her hands in her lap, her shoulders curl inwards. Oh no, observe. I pause and take a moment to watch her. She seems lost in her thoughts and still hasn't noticed that I've entered the lobby. Something about her feels defeated. Oh no! Florence? Oh, hello, Jin. Have you a moment to speak with me? Her voice is lilting and melodic. It makes me think of ringing crystal and birdsong. Yeah, of course. What's up? I just want to let you know how things are going since, well, you know. My voice has proven very popular. And my family is doing well. Thank you for your help. Please also pass on my thanks to Dr. Sol for her commendable work. How have you been doing since the procedure? I've been fine. A bit tired, but that's all. Is there anything more that you wanted to talk about? Not particularly, no. She pulls out a tablet. I've got to get going. Thank you for speaking with me, Jin. Of course. With a final nod goodbye, she leaves the clinic. Florence seemed oddly stiff. I hope she's doing alright. Oh no! Later, I decide to stay and work in the lobby, so I settle down behind the counter. After a few hours, and I look up to see Clement walking in. Hi, Jin. I always pick in friendly. I feel like I like the friendly. Hi, Clement. Coming in for your procedure? That I am. I'll let Dr. Sol know that you're ready. You can wait here until she comes to get you. Thanks. They smile, but there seems to be an underlying tension that wasn't there the last time we spoke. Is everything alright? You seem a bit tense. Dr. Sol mentioned that my blood pressure made this procedure a bit of a risk. I decided to go forward regardless, but I guess the reality of it is seeping in now that I'm here. The risk itself is quite minimal. I guess my nerves just don't understand statistics. You're in the best hands. Please know that Sol wouldn't perform this procedure if she wasn't confident that it would go well. Thank you for saying that. Speaking of Sol, let me finish letting her know that you're here. I tap out a message to Sol. I wanted to let you know that I watched that show you recommended, Amongst Us Who Can Fail, We Fight for the Goddess. We really enjoyed it. I'm so glad. It's one of my favorites. You were right. It's really movie-like in some ways. Thank you for recommending it. There's nothing better than this feeling. The feeling if you recommend something to somebody and they watch it and they're like, oh, it was really good. It's like crack, straight up. I hear the doors open and turn to see Sol walking over. Clement, it's nice to see you again. You can follow me. I'll see you around, Jin. They give me a small nod and follow Sol to the surgery. I return to my work and settle back into the catalog of new mods we'll be offering at the clinic. Part of my mind stays with Clement. I reassure myself that if the risk was in any way significant, Sol wouldn't have agreed to operate. The day comes to an end and I lift my arms in a stretch. I pack up my things with a smile. Ooh, I'm meeting Ocean at the cafe tonight. I take the elevator to a floor a bit below where I live and follow Ocean's instructions to a small cafe. There's some tables in the street, but the door is held open by a small statue of a cat. Aww. Inside, the room is filled with a soft chatter. A few people are reading actual paper books. I haven't seen many people with them aside from my friend, Chia. You want to order something and then we can sit? We're ordering Ocean's tea. Of course we're ordering Ocean's tea. Which of the teas are yours? Ocean points to a section on the menu. All the ones on the left and the bottom three on the right. Did you want tea or did you want tea or did you want tea with something extra? What do you mean something is added to it? Yeah, drugs. Okay. They just sell shit in the cafes, I guess. Hallucinogens mostly, some sedatives. It's pretty gentle. I'm good with just regular tea, thanks. Then you should avoid any of the ones with the yellow dot next to them. I think I'll try one of your mushroom ones. Good choice. I head up to the counter and ask for one of Ocean's teas. Ocean and I get our drinks, and a few minutes later, then I follow them to a free table and sit down across from him. Oh god. Not the gamification of social interaction. I lift the mug to my lips and take a slow sip. The tea tastes earthy and a little sweet. It feels gentle, grounding, and warming. How do you like it? I wasn't sure what to expect, but I really like it. Glad to hear. How was your trip? It was great. Really hot and really fun. There were so many cool plants. I'm sad no one wants to keep greenhouses anymore. I'll probably never get the chance to work with any of them. I'm glad that you had a good time. Thank you. How's your week been going? I'm always picking the relatable option. I feel like it's such a safe midpoint between just having a, like, between trauma dumping and being detached, you know? It's been one of the one foot before the other weeks. Oof, yeah. For me too, honestly. How did you find this place? Oh, it's kind of a long and not very interesting story. You want to tell it? I'm happy to listen, if so. Sure, but don't say I didn't warn you. My ex used to work here, actually. I used to come by to see them a lot, and I really liked it here. They were the one who suggested I start selling my tea at the counter. They put me in touch with the manager, and after a short trial, the cafe started stocking my teas. After we broke up, I still came by to drop off tea and occasionally grab something to drink. But my ex took a metalworking apprenticeship a few floors up, and it's been a lot less awkward since then. Have you been reading anything good lately? I've been slowly making my way through a book I borrowed from a friend. It's called Lost Doorways. I haven't finished it yet, but it's been good so far. Oh, I read that about a year ago and really enjoyed it. You'll have to let me know what you think of it once you're done. Of course. This is stressing me out because I haven't done something like this in ages, where you're just sitting down and getting to know someone new. It's because it's like, I don't really meet new people in real life. It's all people that I've known for like a while. I mostly meet new people now when I have to on like Discord and shit, or like on Facebook. So this is I don't know if it's just me, but this is reading so awkward to me in a way that I don't think is that bad. It's just, you know, it comes with the territory of trying to get to know someone. But I'm like, oh, that awkward stage of friendship when you know you'd be good friends, but you're still getting to know each other. How's work been? Good for the most part. I'm a bit annoyed by one of my client requests, but that's nothing new. At least they seem to hire me for my skill rather than the fashion of it. Okay, I went through all of that. I talked about all of the awkwardness of that before finally landing after I read this out loud on the conclusion that it's because I'm neurodivergent. Having a hard time with the back and forth pleasantries. God. My ADHD ass. Fashion of it? What fashion is that? Oh, well, it's considered fashionable or trendy. Maybe is a better word to hire me. I'm considered a bohemian artist, a wizard with plants, or some other garbage like that. It's frustrating and honestly feels demeaning. But I get to work with incredible plants, stuff I'd never be able to see otherwise. And it makes more uppers want to pay me. So I can't really complain. It's nice that you have access to a lot more plants now, at least. Yeah, that's an upside for sure. What do you think about the cafe? It's really lovely. The heart of this place seeps into every corner. I think so too. Do you have any pets? No, I've just got the plants. How about you? Yeah, I've got a rabbit, Nibbles. Oh, that's great. She is. Ocean and I chat for another hour, talking about this and that. It feels comfortable. By the time we decide to wrap it up, I'm starting to feel a bit tired. Then I remember I have work tomorrow and exhaustion starts flooding back. Thanks for inviting me out. I had a great time. I had a great time too. Would you like to hang out again? It doesn't have to be here. Okay, sure. Oh! Yes. I'd love to, but I'm not sure what my next week looks like. No worries. We can reconnect the week after and sort it out. That sounds perfect. Great. Oh, you wanted to buy some tea, right? Let me grab you some. My treat. Before I can say anything, Ocean is halfway towards the cafe's counter. He returns a moment later with a few small pouches. Here's a small sampling, including the one you got today. Let me know what you think. I will. Thank you so much. Before we get going, I actually brought something for you. This is a little way to say thanks for how you've helped me and showed that I like spending time with you. Oh, was this a date? Can Ocean clarify if this was a date? Can you please clarify? Was this a date? And they pull a cardboard box out of their bag. It's a modded plant, one that doesn't need light to grow. Oh, I open the top of the cardboard and peek inside at the plant. It's beautiful, thank you. I'm glad you like it. And I'm really happy that we became friends. I like spending time with you. Thoughtful gift. This is such a thoughtful gift. They're great to have, but really expensive. I actually sort of stole this one from a client. Whoops! Oh, but you mentioned you need to get going. Sorry, I didn't mean to keep you longer. No worries at all. That's so touching that Ocean stole from the rich to give something to me. That is so heartwarming. We walk back to the elevators, lingering to chat a bit on the way. I'm really happy about my developing friendship with Ocean. I get home and take a second to unwind and reflect on the day. I hope Clement's surgery went smoothly. I know Soul knows what she's doing, but part of me can't help but worry. I take a moment to stretch and release some of the tension I've been carrying in my shoulders. With a sigh, I get up and start on a few chores, just the bare minimum I need to finish tonight. I let Nibbles out as I eat dinner. Between bites, I offer her small snacks. After I finish eating, I make myself a cup of Ocean's tea. It was really nice seeing Ocean today. I'm glad they gave me an excuse to take some time and relax, especially at such a well-loved and lived-in spot. I smile as I pull out the plant they gave me and hang it from one of the industrial beams. I take a look at the time with surprise. The night sneaked up on me. I pull open the banking app. We're so close, we're so close. All these costs just keep piling up. With a sigh, I return Nibbles to her hutch and fall into bed. I wake up feeling more hopeful than I have in a while. More and more I feel like this might work out. That I'll earn enough to save Nibbles. I roll out of bed with a renewed energy. My morning routine feels less draining than usual. After I finish up and wish Nibbles farewell, I'm off. Okay. I think I am good for today. My voice is feeling it. And I'm kind of really hungry, yeah, actually. So, let me do a save. Save slot 1. I don't know how much longer the game will be. But thank you all for hanging out with me today. My next stream will be on Saturday, starting around the same time. We'll be doing our Minecraft SMP, where I am a little robot frog. And I hope you all had a very good day. Let's see if I can find someone to raid. Nobody is in the same category. It's okay. I really have to run, so I don't think I have time to like hang out and raid. So I might just end the stream. I feel bad not raiding twice in a row, but you know what? Whatever. I do really have to go. I will see you all next time. Thank you for hanging out, and I hope you all have a lovely morning, noon, or night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Peace.